Hey, Juan.
Hey, what's up?
Are you tired of nerds picking on you all the goddamn time?
Yes.
They're always ruining the endings to like new movies that come out because they read the goddamn book.
This is very true.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I hate it.
I found a
hate
way
nerds.
around it though, without having to read any fucking books.
Kill them?
Well, no.
Oh.
I mean, like a non-violent response.
Oh, yeah, that's good too.
There's this thing called Audible.
Oh, sounds
It's like
cool.
like digital books, but it's not but it reads it to you, so you don't have to fucking read.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can just relax and listen to books.
Yeah, you just go to audibletrial.com/shooting blanks. It gives you 1 month free of Audible, and then you get like one free audiobook. And then you can listen to the books ahead of time, and instead of the nerds having to catch up reading a book, you can just ruin the ending for them.
Oh.
Like fucking Game of Thrones.
I can be the bully?
I'm going to punch Josh in the face one more time if he tells me how one of those storylines ends. Good evening, and welcome to another Commentators.
No, you messed up again. What episode is this, though? What episode is this?
Episode 15.
This is episode 15?
I have no idea.
Our
I
first-
haven't been counting them.
Our first 15th episode?
Our first 15th episode. It's probably not 15. It's probably nowhere near that.
Maybe it's... Okay, well, this got screwed up. Let's start again. Just cut that all out.
Welcome to Shooting Blanks Entertainment presents the Commentators Podcast. I'm Kramer.
I'm Juan.
No, I'm one. I'm usually second.
What was even
I was waiting for the
inspiration
point.
that? You were like, I'm just want to
I think I got mind fucked just now because you always go to him second.
He always points to me. And then I was waiting for the point, and you pointed to Ryan. I was like, cool, okay. But then Ryan didn't say anything, so I was like, he hasn't noticed.
I wasn't aware. I always point at you. I figured I just point at whoever's next to me.
You always point at me.
Do I? I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a thing.
Are we going to cut all
I
this?
didn't know. We'll keep it in. I didn't realize that
Dear
out of
God.
instinct you knew Juan goes next. So you were like,
Which
well, I
means
guess I'm
that's
Juan.
which means that's
I
it
know I was
happens.
speaking for him.
Yeah, you just like automatically assumed like, I guess I'm Juan now.
That just backs up what I'm saying, right? Though, because it's always
yeah.
I guess I'm the only one who
I
didn't
mean,
realize
you don't
that.
have to do always me. It's okay. I don't care.
Welcome to another Commentators Podcast. We're doing our Civil War review today.
I'm Ryan, by the way. I didn't mention that.
And we're also doing a bit of our COMICPALOOZA review.
I didn't look any of that up. I'm so sorry.
Honesty is an important thing in life.
If anything, we're too honest.
Well, what I was going to go over today was that conversation that we had with Stryker because of the Lolita designers.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, do you know what a Lolita designer is? Lolita? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm shaking my head.
Yeah, he was shaking your head, and I was like, this is an audio format.
I know you
please.
weren't here last time, but you still have to talk.
So
Forgot how to do it.
There's a couple of Lolita designers that are going to be at COMICPALOOZA.
How do you spell Lolita?
Lolita.
I figured.
I spelled it first.
I originally thought Lolita was like Latina or something like that. Like it had something to do with that. What? I don't know why.
It just seems like a giant jump.
Oh my
like
God,
you just
I
got
wonder-
the L and the A.
I wonder if he's like, Juan's going to have to be this designer.
I don't like that was when I was younger. I didn't know what it was.
That's the
at
closest
the time.
thing to Latino that we got.
It's when you like kind of half read a word. You saw the L and the A. You're like Latina designer. I get it.
No, that happens a lot to me. That happens to me a lot.
We also didn't actually say that we're going to be at COMICPALOOZA. I just started talking about COMICPALOOZA.
Oh yeah,
Just-
COMICPALOOZA.
Just for the audience's sake, we were going to start recording this like 3 hours ago, but then the power went out, and now it's 12:30, and we're just starting the podcast.
We're all
We're
hopped
in
up
a-
on Mountain Dew.
We're in a really fucking attitude right now.
We have like no idea what's going on.
I'm in a real shit mood, guys.
In
Not
case you
really.
haven't heard, we're going to be at COMICPALOOZA this year as part of the
CPP.
COMICPALOOZA podcast partnership program.
In Houston.
I almost said the commentators partnership program.
COMICPALOOZA, like Ryan said, is in Houston.
It's in Houston,
Yeah,
Texas.
and it's going to be
June
June
17th to the 19th.
Yes, and we will be there, and so should you.
We're
That's
gonna do
crazy.
stuff.
Hasn't it always been May?
Yeah,
It has always
yeah.
been
Because
May.
last
That's
year
what-
we
That's
went
what I
last year for
prepared
May.
for.
Yeah,
It's throwing me off.
I haven't
man.
been since, I think, 2009 or 10.
we went last year for my graduation.
Yep.
It was fun.
I didn't.
It was like
That's
the day of my graduation, so that was my graduation like trip.
Oh, that's
Was
cool.
We all just like went to COMICPALOOZA afterwards.
Right
and my
after.
mom was forcing my brother to take pictures of her with like different cosplayers and stuff.
That's
She was like,
awesome.
"Oh my god, this Game of Thrones guy, go take pictures with me, please."
The best part was that your mom was like, "Hi everyone, I'm gonna go enjoy the con. See y'all later."
It's true.
We just kept running into her, and she was like, "I'm having the time of my
Having so
life."
much fun.
When I introduced Maggie to my mom, I don't think that she was ready for it, because I think she was ready to meet, the judgmental Middle Eastern mom or whatever. She met the mom that started talking about Game of Thrones and like Lord of the only time my mom goes to the theaters is whenever a Lord of the Rings movie comes out. She has seen all of the Lord of the Rings movies and Hobbit movies. And like she's like, "There's a Hobbit movie? We must go. I'm going to the theater. This is going to happen."
How does she say Smaug?
Smaug. Oh no! Whenever we had the 3D glasses,
Yeah.
and me and Stryker had them on, and we're like, "Man, this is fucking shit. It's so
Oh, she was
stupid."
like, "Oh my
and I looked at
God."
Mom, I was like, "Mom, what do you think? This is amazing."
Man,
Fuck, we're tired. ComicPalooza. Every single episode of leading to ComicPalooza, we're gonna be going over some of the guests.
Yeah.
Last time we did Norman Reedus and Eliza Dushku. I wanted to go over the Lolita designers this time. I don't know their names.
Good job. I like how you brought up that
You're good.
that's what you
I'd
wanted
like
to
to
do.
bring this up,
I want to
even
talk
though I
about
don't
this.
know.
Somebody take the thing.
Well, that's
Take the wheel.
I already said I did no work.
And I'm just getting into
But
this.
Ryan, you don't know what Lolita designers are.
I already said I didn't.
We're so sleepy.
Lolita is like, think happy goth. You know what I'm talking about?
He's looking at his phone. He's
Do you
not
know the
looking at
Japanese?
I'm
fashion,
looking it up, actually.
the
Oh,
Japanese fashion where they kind of dress like dolls.
I also think that's like, isn't Lolita also like a word for like underage stuff?
Underage stuff.
Well, all I see are young girls.
I would close that
Are
tab.
Are they Asian women?
Yes.
Maybe they just look underage.
How
They're all-
stereotypical.
They're all 40, man.
Kramer. We just lost a couple of
Hey man,
listeners.
yellow don't crack.
What?
Oh, dear God. Kramer does not have the right to say
I
that.
get slightly racist when I'm tired.
It's like colorful goth, like lots of lace and bows,
Yeah,
little
I
bows
guess
and gloves, and
that's one way to
like
explain it.
1800s clothing.
Yeah, it's that Japanese fashion, like where anime clothes become real.
Yeah.
I guess, like those exaggerated like anime clothes where they dress like dolls from like Victorian era dolls or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fluffy dresses, a lot of like bows and stuff.
Victorian and Edwardian clothing.
Yeah, there you go.
And it originated in Japan.
He said reading the Wikipedia.
Yeah, it came from Victor and Edward.
Victor and Edward?
Yeah. The time of Victor was Victorian. The time of Edward was Edwardian. Just like he said.
Good job.
Never hated you so much in my life.
Oh, I felt opposite one. Just so you know.
I'm sitting here like looking at you. You're like, you fucking dumbass. Ryan's like, really? Oh man, this is my history lesson for the day.
Go ahead, ask me anything. I'll answer it.
He's like, I'll be here all night.
Which is your favorite romantic literature author?
Dr. Seuss.
Oh, man.
Anyways,
You can't tell me the Who's wasn't a romantic story.
It's gonna be it's not even what romantic literature is about. It's not romantic.
Who wrote The Notebook? That guy. Nicholas Sparks.
It's a woman, I think. Wait, it wasn't a woman.
Nicholas Sparks.
The
I've
guy-
heard that
the
name
guy who did
before.
Spark Notes.
Who wrote the
We're wildly
Who wrote the
off
Dorian
topic.
Gray novel?
No.
He's the best romantic
We're
writer.
off topic.
Mary Shelley.
There you go. That actually is a romantic literature author.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
She wrote Frankenstein,
I know that.
which is
She also wrote Young Frankenstein.
not at all true.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh,
my god.
God.
Did you know that an example of romantic literature is the poem Ozymandias,
Ozymandias.
who inspired the character from The
Ozymandias.
Watchmen?
You mean his...
I think it was inspired because it's the same name, and I haven't heard it anywhere else.
I always pronounced it Ozymandias when I read it.
Me too.
Ozymandias?
Ozymandias. And it's also an episode of Breaking Bad. It's like the second to last episode.
You're correct.
final?
There was a title with that.
I've only read it as
It's like the best
Ozymandias.
Stop trying to make it sound cool.
I don't know. I thought it sounded cool.
Ozymandias.
It's also a good poem.
I can't be a
Regardless,
superhero called Ozymandias.
COMICPALOOZA. Lolita Peoples.
Yeah, they're gonna
There's
be cool.
also going to be
The cast of Aliens.
yes, Sigourney Weaver, the rest of them.
Really? Really? I think there's 2 alien actors, Sigourney Weaver
could've
and
sworn there's
Bill
like 3.
Paxton.
Yes.
Bill? Is it Bill?
Yeah, Bill
You mean
Paxton.
going?
Yeah, he's going. He's being there.
No, they said there's going to be a cast reunion.
I thought there was a cast reunion for the Boondock Saints.
There is. There's both of them.
Yeah,
Oh, and Alien.
Yeah.
Alien or Aliens or...
This is what happens when you don't get on Facebook, right?
all aliens.
I looked at the fucking COMICPALOOZA page and I didn't see all that, okay?
It updates. When did you look at it last?
Last week.
Ryan, do you follow our own Twitter?
You would know
Yeah.
this if you followed our Twitter.
I did. I do.
With their
Don't chastise me about social media.
also
Shasta.
the Underworld.
Yes, Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yes. What else was she in?
Which is, I mean, come
Oh,
on.
she was in Click. She was the.
Holy shit! You're right.
I haven't seen Click.
Oh my god! Prepare to cry. It's way sadder. Than
Oh my god!
than it-
I think that's
I thought it was just going to be a funny comedy, but it got real sad at the end.
Oh, Click. I'm sorry.
Adam
Adam
Sandler.
Sandler. Okay.
yeah.
Christopher Walken.
Yes.
There's
that
two-
was a heavy ending.
There's
Oh,
only
man.
2 movies that have made me cry: Click and
Free Willy.
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Oh my god. What did I was watching something that made fun of a character for crying at the end of Armageddon.
You sure just
You're
wasn't?
that. You're like that
that guy.
character.
You sure you just weren't listening to me talk about Kramer?
Because Bruce Willis dies.
Fuck Bruce Willis.
It's the prequel to Sixth Sense.
Oh, and the kid is Ben Affleck and what's her name's son. To
Liv
connect the
Tyler.
story. Liv
Liv Tyler.
Tyler. That's
Ben
why he can see his grandpa.
Uh,
And then Bruce Willis gets reincarnated, and he's unbreakable.
Where does
Let
where
an
does-
asteroid come at him this time.
Where does Die Hard fit into all this?
I imagine that's a
I imagine he dies pretty hard.
No, Die Hard takes place
that
before
was
Armageddon.
bad. That was bad.
Die Hard
I'm
is
not going to give you that one.
Die Hard is before Armageddon.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and afterwards he retires to work on the oil rig.
Yeah.
And then
And he
saves the
becomes
fucking
really
world.
good, and then we're like, we need you. And he's like, fuck, again?
This is just weird. Is it fucking ridiculous that they hired a bunch of oil rig workers to go into space as astronauts?
Oh, the whole thing is ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, COMICPALOOZA, June 17th through 19th. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be doing podcasts up to that point and a podcast during COMICPALOOZA, and we may also be giving away some free goodies. I realized I didn't tell any of you this.
What? I was going to say, what? Don't promise things to people.
He's like, well, Ryan, I'm going to need your shirts. And
Don't promise things to people.
I give them the shirt you're wearing.
What if we don't have this? I
The
guess
shirt
I
you're
could
wearing,
spare this.
You'll be wearing a shirt when you're there.
I could spare this extra sock.
You
I
have
got
the same sock that I have.
no. I got
you were
pizza
rubbing
socks.
the table, and I was like, who the fuck wants this table?
I got 2 pairs of pizza socks, so maybe I can give one
Pizza
away.
socks.
Pizza socks.
Slightly used. It adds to the value because it was worn by our own Juan.
Yeah.
So yeah, Civil War.
Okay. Yeah. Let's. Should we do non-spoilers for a little bit? It's still pretty early.
I want to say this.
I don't think this is like Star Wars where I'm very
I always
positive
agree
everyone
with
saw
doing
it.
a prologue of non-spoilery talk.
I want to say one thing that's not spoilerish, where I guess it's comparing it to BVS, but not, well, I guess not the movies themselves, but the
Alright.
trailers.
It's Han Solo dies. That's right. Whoever didn't watch Star Wars and happens to be listening,
Can you believe that was 5 months ago?
they got fucked just now.
They were like, they threw the headphones on the ground.
I was staying in until now. I'm out.
The trailers, like for BVS, where it gave everything away.
Yeah.
The opposite kind of happened with Civil War, because at the very end, like so they changed a couple of things that were in the trailers. It's very, very minute things, and I can't really change it without doing the spoilers.
You can't change it.
I can't explain it without doing the trailer. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
The only thing we didn't know about was. Oh,
Well,
I can't say that.
It's a,
Yeah.
The only thing we didn't know about
No,
was
there's one.
the big surprise.
Can I go ahead and spoilers?
No,
No, we
no.
just said we're
give
doing-
it
Okay.
20 minutes.
Okay, what do you want to talk
Or
about that's not
10 minutes.
spoilers?
I'll be frank. I wasn't prepared for you to call me just yet. I was gonna wait for someone to say something and
Okay,
expand
okay.
upon
Look,
it.
here we go.
Oh yeah, I got it now. Go ahead, Ryan.
Just a general consensus. Let's all.
Oh yeah. What are you gonna say?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It was
I
great.
loved it.
It was
I
great.
really, really liked it.
Well, I think it might be like one of my favorite Marvel movies yet
Every movie is your favorite Marvel movie.
because I love them.
You know what's funny for me is that the Captain America movies are my favorite.
They're the
Marvel movies.
best ones. Like,
Yeah,
as
they
far
are.
as like the
They're
movies,
the most consistent in quality, and
I always expect them to be really good, and they just
And
keep doing it.
They do have a huge arc for the character. Like it shows Captain America growing
oh yeah,
and like maturing over. Like it starts him off with him being very naive. Then he gets to like a very mature point in the second one where he doesn't trust anybody and it kind of questions everything, and his whole world falls apart again. And then in this one, it's where he's like, "No, I know who I am. I know what I believe in."
yeah, Very
It's a nice growth of character arc.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Good character progression.
It also kind of shows a couple of other characters.
He's got a great
falling
supporting
apart.
cast.
Yeah.
Supporting what?
Huh?
Like Tony, like kind of falling apart.
Oh,
Which I guess you can see in the Iron Man movies where he starts off super confident, but like as the Iron Man movies go on, he's completely falling apart. And this one, it wasn't as bad as I guess the anxiety attacks in in Iron Man 3, but it was more to where he just
3.
was it 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
and he just completely falls up. Like this one, he can't control anything anymore. He always seems to be the one organizing the Avengers at first, like to an extent, or at least trying to. But in this one, he just loses control.
Well, he wasn't in charge of them too much anymore.
No, but he funded everything, and he kind of he organized a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He made everybody look cool.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But then, but he loses a lot of control of the Avengers in this one. Well, completely actually.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Well, do you think the story flowed good
Oh yeah,
or better?
yeah.
Or is it
I feel
some-
like this one was where some other movies, again comparing to BVS, like I guess the editing where some parts felt very. There's gonna be a lot of BVS comparisons here, which to me seems a little natural because it's the versus ones. There's Batman versus Superman. This one's Captain Man versus Captain
Man.
versus
I like
Iron
that.
Man.
I like Captain Man.
Captain Man.
He just owns a boat.
But it's the two versus movies.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be a couple of comparisons between them, and that's a little, unavoidable.
I think they did a good job of balancing all the characters
Yes,
and
I
still
will
keeping
agree.
it a Steve Rogers story. Like
Yeah,
for mostly him.
yeah, because there was a lot of introductory characters where they highlighted them, but they realized you have to back off at some point. This
Yeah.
isn't this new character's movie. He's here to support this character.
Yeah, most of the characters had at least a tiny arc.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
go
was really
through.
cool. You just got enough time on everyone.
I think
just enough.
The only characters that that's spoiler talk.
That's
never mind.
spoilers. Okay,
It's tough.
You got anything else then? I mean, I don't. Visuals look cool.
No, yeah, it was
Some
really,
of the CGI at times wasn't that great. I can say
I
that.
never really noticed.
I fucking catch it all the time now. I just see little things here and there. I'm just like,
I think
There was a lot of falling in this movie.
a lot of falling.
Literal falling.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of it.
there was a lot of moments where I was like, "Oh fuck."
In Winter Soldier, it was a lot of glass breaking, jumping through glass, and
Because it's all office buildings, and they all just
Right, and the glass was a metaphor for
his world
something.
shattering.
There you go. I didn't know what for, but you finished it.
Hey, right here.
There we go. Yep.
I think y'all jumped.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and
Would watch again.
I
Definitely.
already did watch it again.
Fuck.
10 out of 10 would bang.
What would you give that? For real, 10 out of 10?
Well, we did start
I didn't really have any complaints.
Me neither, really.
9.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with the 9 too, because
No,
I
I
came.
said 10.
Oh no, I'm with Ryan. You said
Oh,
9.
you said
right?
9? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd go with the
Yes,
9.
sir. I shake my head again. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you meant 9 as in.
No.
No, I also does not have any problems. 9 problems.
9.
I thought you were like, I don't know why.
Mission report. December 16, 1991.
1991.
God,
Oh, man. Okay, good.
that shit's gonna get funny after a while.
It's gonna be.
It
Good.
already is funny.
I thought so.
Okay, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Iron Man dies.
Wait.
Spoiler
That
talk
wasn't-
beginning now.
Iron Man doesn't die.
Captain America dies. Whoa!
I thought it was gonna happen at one point.
I did too.
There was one point where I thought Captain America was gonna die, and one point where I thought Iron Man was gonna die. And I think those were both moments where it was like, for a moment, I thought Brody died.
Oh yeah. You know
my God.
what? I was very disappointed when he's awake in the MRI machine.
Yeah.
And I was like, ah, he should have just died.
Yeah, that
was Marvel just being Marvel again.
outside of the actual movie, which I love. There wasn't really any risks taken with a movie that had this much conflict in it. There was no
Yeah.
consequences.
Well, but in the comics, does anybody like any significant characters die in the actual Civil War comics?
Yes.
Yes, one of the giant men gets killed by
I think
Giant Man.
Black Goliath.
Goliath. Yeah.
Goliath.
Spoiler alert: Goliath gets killed by the robot Thor
Okay.
because the Thor doesn't have a conscience.
Okay.
Yep.
And then Steve gets assassinated after he surrenders.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Steve Rogers?
Yeah.
yes, he gets
Fuck,
shot.
I didn't know about that.
He gets shot on the steps.
You know what though? When Crossbones blew up, I was like, it's not happening. In the beginning.
You didn't. Wow. Say, what do you mean?
When
What was that?
Crossbones
Shut up! Don't acknowledge it.
When Crossbones God damn it, now doing
Don't
it.
start doing that shit. When Crossbones almost tried to take him with him with the explosion, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
but then
yeah.
when he blew up,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think Captain America's gonna die.
Why did you think that at that moment?
I just did. I just thought about
You're
it.
like,
I was like, he's not gonna die.
I really
Doesn't
like.
Crossbones shoot him? Crossbones is the ones that fires it. That assassinates him. That's why I was like, he's gone. He was just there.
Because in the comics, he was the one.
I think he was there to throw everyone off in the trailers.
They could have. I mean, the movies change things all the time. It could have been
Well,
someone
yeah,
else. that
yeah.
killed him.
But my first reaction, which was right, was he's not gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
It would seem misplaced coming from
It-
anyone else.
It was just consequenceless, in this movie. And everything sort of ended up okay.
Well, the part that I could have seen like him dying was if Iron Man would have killed him, because as we've discussed before, there's a lot of ways that the movies are rewritten to where it focuses on Iron Man instead of other characters. Like for instance, Hank Pym.
yeah.
He's originally supposed to create the Avengers and Ultron, but is that correct?
Yeah.
He
But-
creates Ultron.
Yes.
But
doesn't he also assemble the Avengers?
that's fuzzy. I'm not sure.
I want to say yes.
But in the movies, they make that Iron Man. So I wouldn't have seen it as like too big of a leap for them to be okay. Well, I guess
In the
Iron Man
movies, it's
also
Nick Fury.
kills.
Yeah.
What?
In the movies, it's Nick Fury that puts.
Oh,
everyone
okay,
in.
yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking maybe they were going to do something along the lines of, this was before the movie, before I saw it, something like that if Iron Man would kill him, then it would be like an accident. And there was plenty of times when I thought he did it. When he's fighting him at the end and he shoots him,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, was that it? Like, because he's still like on the ground.
Yeah, he's like, there's a little color of like columns, but in between that, it's just a ledge.
Yeah.
And if Iron Man were to like shoot him with like the palm laser,
Yeah.
it would be like, I don't know what that's called.
Repulsor blast.
Yeah,
Well,
it would have clearly shot him off a cliff and
Full
killed him.
geekdom.
But
And at that point, like the jets on his feet weren't working either.
they were kind of, well, one wasn't working. The other one was.
Not good enough to save Captain Rogers if he died. If like fell
No,
off.
he wouldn't have been able to get him.
Yeah.
But there was at that point when he does shoot him like just straight in the chest, I thought like, oh shit, that's it. Like maybe. But then because he didn't get up immediately, I was like, he accidentally like maybe that's what he did it. That's gonna kill him.
I think
No.
he would have killed him. Like if he had done that blast, but then Bucky got up and knocked him over.
And then there's also a moment where
Cap could have killed.
Cap
Iron
could have
Man.
killed him when he ripped his helmet off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
he
like-
was just punching the shit out of him.
He punches the shit, and then he brings the shield down, and I swore he was gonna like just decapitate Iron Man.
And he thought the same thing. He immediately covers his face like,
Yeah.
this is it for me. And then it didn't happen. I was like, oh.
Would it be fucked up if like he hit too hard with the shield and just cut off his
Kevin has-
chest?
Like,
Oh shit! Oh no! No, I was just supposed to hit the.
sorry. It wasn't supposed to go through.
And that's how the movie ends.
You know,
Okay.
but though, like, I was talking to Daisy about just comic movies. She's not a really big fan of them. So we're talking about, because she was like, they're all the same. They're very, like, everything is good at the end.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
And I was
Yeah.
trying to tell her, well,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's just a trope, like in anything. You always know the good character is going to come up in some way. The point is that if you ignore that, you get to see the journey to it is really good.
Well, yeah, because that is the thing. All of these movies are a hero's journey.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's comic books in general. The good guy's almost always going to win.
Yeah, but the happy ending was a big complaint from a lot of people about Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
Like at the end.
I complained about that too.
Yeah, Steve Rogers and Captain America,
much.
Iron Man were just like, we're still bros. Yeah, pound it. But like at this one, they never did resolve it at the end.
Yep.
It was just Captain America saying, if you need me, I'm here. But then like Tony thought Captain America was going to kill him. That trust is gone.
No.
I don't know if it's gone.
No,
I would
it's not.
say...
No. They're back in their safe zone again. The only difference is that the Accords are still a thing.
Because it's a harsh thing when you actually think for a moment that your friend is going to kill you. Like, is that the way
I think he thinks that in the moment until he got the letter. And then he was
But see,
like,
that's the thing,
everything's
right?
okay.
Like, the next film to bring these characters together is going to be Avengers Infinity War.
Yep.
They're not going to waste time with, like,
Any more, like, side
childish,
things like that.
like arguments over friendship and bullshit like that.
You know what? I thought that, like...
Which is...
When Spider-Man was in there and he was like... He referenced The Empire Strikes Back. I was like, this is The Empire Strikes Back of the Marvel movies so far. It ended... good, but not great. Everyone's split up. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. You're left knowing everyone is at least kind of okay, but there's still consequences. Han was frozen. Rhodey's pretty much crippled.
Yeah.
We don't know if he may never get better, you know?
Ain't nobody care about Rhodey.
That's why he should have died.
It is Empire Strikes Back. Because in this one, the Winter Soldier is frozen. In Empire Strikes Back, Han is frozen. In Carbonite.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
That's pretty obvious, but whatever.
Most,
But, like, as
the
in,
most
like-
important part of that is that it's in Wakanda.
Yeah, as in, they're just separated now.
Is anybody else super excited about
For 2018?
Fuck yeah.
Black Panther? Mm-hmm. It was so good.
I gotta say, Black Panther and Spider-Man stole the movie for me.
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
The actor who they got for Black Panther.
Is that
perfect.
Chadwick Boseman?
Chadwick Boseman.
Boseman.
Is that his real accent?
No.
No. He's American, I think. Yeah.
He did a good job. Unless I'm really racist and I don't know what an African accent sounds like.
Sounded okay to me, I guess.
But it was really good. Like the acting was good. There was a line where both me and Maggie were like, "Oh shit!" Where he was like, "I wear the I'm a warrior and I'm a king."
yeah.
Yeah.
And the
And
word passed down from warrior to warrior.
Now
Yeah,
I wear the
but because
mantle.
of
Now
you-
I wear the mantle of king or something.
Now I have to
and
wear
if
the
you
crown.
want to save your friend, you're gonna have to stop both of them or something like that. I don't.
Yeah.
It's a bad recap of the line. I just saw the movie. I don't remember.
It was really good.
Yeah, like he did a great job. And
Dude,
I like
his suit was fucking
Oh yeah,
badass.
the vibranium suit. Mm-hmm. And I love the
It's the only one that
he
was.
scratched
Yeah.
Captain America's shield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only
That was
time it's
nice.
been damaged. And I was just like, fuck.
You know what? When he took off the mask for the first time, and everyone's like, "Oh, Your Highness, like King," I was like, "Oh, is he gonna be like the Spider-Man of the movie in the sense of like the comic book where he?"
I
had
thought they were
masks?
going to go that route as well.
But they
But he
didn't-
was really independent.
Yeah, they didn't really like explore that. So I was like, okay, no. But my first thought was, oh, okay, that's gonna be the thing. He's gonna, because he's on the Accord side, so he's gonna unmask himself. But then it didn't happen. And he kept taking his mask off.
Does he have superpowers? Or is he just
Yes.
like super fast?
I always thought he was enhanced a little.
It's an enhancement of if Spider-Man has spider powers, he has Panther powers.
Yeah,
From
because
the
there's no
Panther
way
God.
he was like outrunning cars and like
It blew my mind how fast all of them were.
yeah.
Cap, Bucky, and him all chasing each other, jumping over cars. And I was like, but Black Panther's the smartest because he's just hitching rides. He's
Yeah.
saving energy.
Well, and the thing is, like with Bucky
Falcon.
and Bucky and Captain America, they have the super serum. Whereas with like Black Panther, I don't know a lot about him, and at first I was like, maybe he's just like it's like one of those Black Widow things where it's just like I'm just really good at fighting. But a lot of the shit that he was pulling, like it has to be something because he was running as fast as the cars
Yeah.
were. And even when he was just in regular clothing, he was holding his own against Bucky in a fight and actually beating him to a certain point.
What was that thing
they're
that he
warriors.
paused on?
Huh?
Did you catch that when he's fighting Bucky and he like grabs his arm down.
The ring that he puts on his finger, because they focus on it at the beginning of the movie. He puts it on, and it has to be some sort of vibranium, and there has to be some sort of like something to it, because the ring on his hand reacts to Bucky's arm. And I don't know what it is about Bucky's arm.
Okay, because I know he grabbed Bucky's arm, and he almost had like he felt something, and I was like, it went too quick, like
not the force, not a force,
but it felt like almost like he wanted to press down on it, but like there was an invisible thing kind of like pushing against him also. And I was like, but it went too quickly.
Like a repelling magnetism.
Yes. And I was just like, man.
But there's not anything special about his arm, is there? Because like Iron Man blasts it off at the end of the movie. But I remember in one of I think it was the last Captain America movie, he punches the shield, and it doesn't cause his arm a lot of damage.
He even catches the shield too. That was a cool moment.
Yeah.
When he just turns and he catches the shield.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But there's got to be...
Well, his arm's not vibranium.
Well, it will be now.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Whoa, that would be so cool.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, he's in Wakanda. And then like, and then what's his name comes out, Black Panther, and I was like, vibranium arm, it's coming.
Oh,
that'd
be so cool. But yeah, I loved Black Panther's role in the movie. I thought like the character was cool. I thought the actor was doing a great job. Spider-Man, me and Maggie were saying he's the perfect like. We talked about before, and a lot of people have, how Tobey Maguire got Peter Parker right, but he wasn't a good Spider-Man. Garfield was a good Spider-Man, but not such a great Peter Parker. Where this one, he plays both very well.
To me, he was like exactly how I imagined him. Awkward, funny, just doing his thing and being a kid, and it was really good.
Quippy when he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, quippy and just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When he fights, he cracks jokes when he's fighting.
And Falcon's like, there's normally never this much talking in a fight.
He gets beat to shit in this movie.
And he's like, oh, yeah, sorry.
But he holds his own, like, for a good while.
He holds his own pretty much almost the whole time until the end.
Yeah.
When he finally gets punched and stuff by Cap. And
I like the mentoring by Iron Man, because that's like he's coming back. And that was one of the after credit scenes.
Oh yeah.
Was he realizes like the shooting thingy from his arm has like
a web shooter.
Yeah, it has a logo thingy.
It has the spider logo. It's a classic device he's always had in the comics. A red spider symbol. Usually it's on his belt, and he shines it on criminals to let them know he's there.
But it's not something that he had in the past, because he freaked out when he saw it. So it must have been something that Tony did for him.
Yeah.
Plus the suit revamp and all that.
Yeah.
And we were talking before about how Tony's probably going to be in the Spider-Man movie.
He is.
If only at a tiny
confirmed.
role. But it's probably going to be like a tiny role. I don't imagine him as Iron Man in the movie, just as like Tony Stark.
I don't know now.
No, you should expect to see Iron Man in the movie.
You think so?
Well, we talked about last podcast. We were like, well, what would they show? Maybe they'll show how he finds Spider-Man and stuff like that, and a little backstory to it.
Yeah.
But they did that already. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, what are they gonna do?
Well,
now
I
I'm
imagine
really
it
like
being
excited.
he's kind of like a mentor / mechanic. Like Tony's gonna be like, he comes to Tony when he needs his shit fixed, because now like even as a little boy genius, because of Tony's upgrades, the equipment he has is more advanced than he can fix. He would if something goes wrong, he'd have to go to Tony to fix it, because Tony has the materials where he's pulling computer parts out of junkyards.
Yeah, or the trash.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What if? So they set up the fact that Tony and Pepper Potts
They're split up.
are split up. What if he's going after his Aunt May in the whole
Dude.
Spider-Man movie?
Oh man,
He's gonna do it.
it was so funny because it felt like
He's
Robert
like, "Call
Downey
me Uncle
Jr.
Ben."
was just making fun of the casting for Marissa Tomei. He was like, "You're way too young to be an Aunt."
You know what? There was a lot of that where they were like making obvious jokes about things you would probably be like, I don't like that, or like maybe that's a
Yeah.
problem. And because they cleared the air of it so quickly with the joke
Yeah.
or referenced it themselves, I feel like it was easier for a lot of people to just get.
Well, and that was another thing. Like they addressed a lot in this movie that I feel like they're listening to their fans. One was the one I already mentioned, where in the Ultron, how everything was wrapped up in a nice bow at the end. They didn't do that with this movie, because they were like, people had complaints about that. If anybody had a complaint about Marissa Tomei being young, which nobody seemed to have a problem, but they made fun of it anyway.
She's 50. That is a perfect age for an aunt to a 16-year-old.
And
That's true.
the whole
You
Spider-Man,
forget she's not a grandma; she's an aunt.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the Spider-Man having too many like.
Could be the young
Aunt
boys
May
there.
used to be 80 when David
That's
released for 16.
And they addressed that like everybody was like, we don't want to see another
She was
Spider-Man
80
origin.
for 30 years.
People were saying they don't want another Spider-Man origin, and in this one he was like, well, what makes you get up in the morning? And he could have said, oh, my uncle died. No, he's just like,
He didn't.
he's
I
like,
was waiting for
some
that
shit
too.
happened, and I fight for the little guy, which I thought was a cool thing for them to include. Because,
I really liked that. It was very like humble.
yeah,
And
and he's never like the I'm saving the world superhero. He's like I'm after the muggers, I'm after this, I'm after that, and he's like he points that out in the movie. He's like, I fight for the little guy.
Very Daredevil.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
street level
very
stuff.
much so.
I like that whole. First off, Tony gets into his room, instantly finds his suit.
Yeah.
And then he's
Yeah.
very embarrassed about it. He's like, "What is this? A onesie?" He's like, "It's not a onesie, man. Come on."
He's like, what are these? Looking at the
How do you
goggles like,
see through
"Ah."
He's like, "Just leave it alone, please."
Oh, man. It was pretty cool.
It was really good. You know what? There was so many things because I forget Spider-Man is, super powered. And there was so many little things because after watching all these Marvel movies, not everyone is at the same
Yeah.
power level.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm used to a lot of just like regular people just doing their thing, and little things would keep like blowing my mind. Like when Tony throws the little web cartridge back at Peter, he catches it without looking really quickly.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Spider sense, I'm like, nice. When he swings in to meet Bucky for the first time,
And Spider-Man catches the
Bucky
punch.
throws a punch and he just catches it and he's holding it and he's like, "Oh man," talking about his metal arm, and Bucky's like, "What the fuck are you
The
doing?"
look on Bucky's face was priceless.
That stuff was
I
like,
loved it. I was like, oh my god.
that's the kind of stuff that I was just like, "Oh yeah, fuck, this is
Because
amazing."
Bucky's like the Wolverine of this universe.
Yes,
He's a
yes.
straight motherfucker, and this kid's like
Man.
fucking schooling him.
Fuck yeah. Dude.
And then like he's throwing cars and he's like, what is it? What fell on him? Was it like an 18-wheeler or a building
it was
or
the,
something?
the thing for people to load onto
Yeah,
airplanes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. When and he's just catching it, and it's still heavy because
The
he's
Cap
going
just leaves
down.
him there.
Well,
but
even-
he's just like, Cap's like, "You're occupied. I can just make my
But even
escape."
that, like, he's throwing punches with Captain America in and of itself
Yes.
is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I totally like, it's something that I just forgot about, but it was so amazing to like see.
Or the Spidey sense. They had that whenever he was fighting with Falcon and Bucky threw something at him, and all of a sudden he was like, oh shit, and he ducked.
Yeah.
Yes.
It came up from behind him.
Also, right when the fight starts, Ant-Man's on the shield that he's holding, and he says, "Guys, there's something."
Yes.
And then he
and
kicks
then
him.
he gets bigger and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, and it was done really subtle too, just not like, you
Yeah,
know,
it
with like
wasn't
slow motion
My
and.
Spidey senses are tingling.
And he's just like, huh? And you can see whatever's happening in slow motion. Is
yeah,
like, no,
he just says it, he's like, oh shit, and
he
ducks.
reacts like you would
Come
normally.
on, guys! It was 2000.
I don't know why I see a wave like emanating from him.
Wasn't that from the cartoons?
Maybe?
Oh, I thought you were trying to make fun of the Toby movies.
No, in the
I
cartoons.
am making fun of him too.
I
though.
thought in the cartoons they had the red lines that came out.
Tobey Maguire's was the slow motion part.
Where he like saw his environment.
He's just like,
No, in the old Fox Kids TV show, it would like the background would go all abstract color,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you'd see the little. Okay, one.
I like doing that now.
It was really cool. Like the subtle like powers that he had like coming out, but not being like talked about.
Yeah.
You would just see them.
Because nobody needs that.
no,
Yeah.
you don't need it.
And
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like they address the people's concerns of like we don't want this to happen, we don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
And Marvel's like, you know what, you're right, and they did it.
They're
And
like, you don't need it. You've seen it a million
Even
times
Black
now.
Panther
Yeah.
was in there without any.
Nothing. He's told Black Widow,
anything
"Don't
needed.
worry about it. I'll kill him myself." And then he just appears.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh shit.
and that's the mini arc that we were talking about. Like
Yeah.
they didn't force him down our throats. They gave him a quick little arc, and he's the one that drives like the craziness, because it could all have been like mediated sometimes, but the fact that he's in there trying to kill Bucky
Yeah.
puts a sense of urgency on the situation.
Yeah. He's got a grudge.
Yeah.
Killed his dad, supposedly.
Allegedly.
I like that both sides had their little nerdy guy that was happy to be there. Like Spider-Man was on.
Ant-Man.
And Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Dude, oddly enough, did anyone clap when y'all saw when Spider-Man came out the first time in the movie?
I mean,
In your theater?
I got
No.
excited.
I didn't
No?
hear any clapping.
Okay, because Spider-Man, when they show him just as Peter Parker and Tony's in the house, I was like really excited and I was like, oh, awesome. And no one was clapping, but I was like, it's okay. It's still cool. Especially when he appears the second time in the costume. Quiet. I'm excited though, but it's fine. Whatever. I'm enjoying the crowd. Everyone's quiet. Paul Rudd comes out, half asleep, claps the whole time. He's not even in the suit. He just wakes up and he's just like,
great.
He's like, hey, and everyone's like, like tons of people
Well, he was
clap.
most recent movie.
And I'm like,
You know what?
Why?
Maggie had the same response to Paul Rudd that I had when Marissa Tomei was on the screen. Because Marissa Tomei came out and I was like, man, she could still get it. And Paul Rudd comes out and Maggie's like, man, he could still get it. She's like, you were looking good for 50. No, he's 40-something.
He's almost
Yeah.
getting up there, but
But I was like, that's really weird to me.
I think
no
they're
one
not
clapped
applauding for
any-
Ant-Man. They're applauding for Paul Rudd.
Exactly.
Paul
I was
Rudd
like,
is
this isn't Ant-Man related. This is just for Paul Rudd. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Paul Rudd's here.
But another thing
What a
that
delightful surprise.
Another thing that I was hearing was like, because I started listening to other podcasts about like their reactions to the movie, and somebody was saying that Paul Rudd was the most human of the characters. Everybody else is like playing a character. Paul Rudd is just like, oh man, this is crazy, guys.
It's because Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd in everything.
I believe this belongs to you, Captain America.
Captain.
It's like over exaggerated. He's like, I'm part of the team, guys.
He's like,
I'm part
thank
of
you,
the team."
thank you for choosing me. And he just has to like touch his shoulders. He's like, wow,
I like how he turns around and looks at Scarlet Witch. He's like, I know you too.
I know you too. And I'm leaving you out.
Oh man,
It's that Paul Rudd charm that I love so much.
yeah.
And just I love.
Yeah.
I can never get over how funny just Ant-Man is in general. And just like when he's telling everyone, he's like, we need a distraction and I'll do it, but I might like rip me apart or something. And they're like, what are you doing? He's like, don't worry about it. I've done it once, but I passed out. And he's running really fast, and they zoom out, and he's just a tiny little speck running on like a little step.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my god, this is never gonna get old to me.
When that part happened, I realized that I think because I remember we talked about it in another podcast.
Yeah.
And I was getting so excited. I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And Maggie looked at me and goes, what are you talking about? And I was like, there's two things that went through my head. I was like, oh my God, she doesn't know. This is going to be so awesome. And then the second thought was, you don't listen to my podcast.
That's funny.
No, I didn't think that at the time. I just realized like right now.
I'm just thinking it now, like,
But like as soon as he got huge, I think she screamed. She was like, "Oh my God!" Because it was
like Spider-Man did.
Holy shit!
Holy
it was
shit.
so awesome. The way they did it was like even like his slow movements. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
Spider-Man was the audience at that moment. He
Yeah.
did it, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Holy shit!" And he just says it.
Yeah. Oh
But
man.
the best part too is when he gives Cap the little car. He's like, throw this and then throw this at it.
Oh, I thought
and
it was a
explodes.
water
He's like,
truck.
I thought that was a water truck. I'm so sorry.
That's such a Paul Rudd thing.
It's such a Paul Rudd.
No, I think the best shot was when he enlarged and he grabbed War Machine. He's like, oh.
Yes. He just throws him.
He's like that guy that like gets in a muscle car for the first time and revs the engine. And is like, holy shit.
He's like, unlimited power. I finally got it right this time.
Yes.
Oh man. Fuck.
I love Giant Man. Holy crap.
It was so cool. And I've been waiting for that. Because I remember, like, even before there was the Ant-Man movie, I don't remember if it was a show or something, where they had him get, like, huge. Was it a cartoon?
He's in a cartoon.
Ultimate
but, like,
Avengers.
Okay, maybe it was that, because I saw
that's
a couple
pretty
of
recent.
Or one of the Avengers cartoons.
Because I remember, like, he could get really small, and then he could get really big. Yeah. But I remember when I first heard about the Ant-Man movie, I thought they were going to have that in there. But then I guess, I was like, I guess
Too soon.
They set it up in Ant-Man with a line.
What did they say?
A piece of dialogue. I don't remember, but
Oh,
I know that it was.
Yeah, well, because I remember thinking, oh, I guess he doesn't get big. Maybe that's something I remember like falsely, but like seeing it happen, and like I know when you guys talked about it, I was like, okay,
But then when you see it,
see it, fuck.
it's one of those things too where I told Daisy like, yeah, Ant-Man can also become big, and she's like, why? I was like, he becomes Giant Man. She's like, that's the dumbest name I've ever heard. She's like, well, what does he do? I'm like, he just gets really big.
That's what everyone
like-
said about Ant-Man.
She's
That's
like,
the
this
dumbest thing
well,
I've
this is
ever heard.
dumb. And I'm like, but now that I saw it, I'm like, no, it's amazing.
But the
It was
thing is,
really
like,
cool.
he doesn't know what to do with it. Like at one point, he's just like, I'm gonna kick everything
Yeah,
on
he's
the
just
floor.
like, ah.
It's just gonna him like wiping when you trying to wipe dirt off your shoe. He's kind of like wiping dirt off the floor, but like knocking over all the crates and trucks.
Yeah, I like when he grabbed that 18-wheeler or whatever it was. It was a helicopter.
No, a plane. It was a plane.
Okay, yeah, it was a plane, and he's like trying to like hit War Machine with it.
Yeah.
But War Machine just breaks it apart by the time it gets to him, and nothing hits him. He's
Yeah.
just like, ah.
The one thing I remember was like when he threw it at
Black Panther.
yes, but then like Vision cuts it in half.
Yeah.
Oh,
I felt like for some reason there wasn't a lot of Vision in the fight
I
like-
would say the same.
because
I
like
think.
there was only times where he would do like really impressive shit, but then not do anything else.
He did it. He was used sparingly. Like even when he goes through Paul Rudd,
Yeah.
he's like, "Some guys inside me."
Well, but like he would do like really awesome things, but I feel like if he was going like serious and all
Yeah.
out, Team Cap wouldn't have like stood too much of a chance.
Well, if
That's
there was
probably the point, though.
if the plot didn't beckon it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he would
That's
take
the
everyone
thing.
out,
Vision could have killed everyone if he
or
wanted.
just taken them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could have done whatever he wanted. He could have. I don't know.
But the plot demanded Cap and Bucky make it to the.
And there was a lot of. It almost was like too. Like even though the fight scenes were really good, you could kind of tell that no one really wanted to fight each other.
yeah.
So I mean, Black Widow, she turns and becomes. She helps Cap when she's fighting Hawkeye.
they're kind of play fighting almost.
Yeah, they're
But
not
then
real
Scarlet Witch
fighting.
is like, take it serious.
Yeah, she's like, bitch. He's like,
Stop
we're
pulling your
still
punches."
cool, right?
Oh my god, who else thought it was hilarious when Hawkeye was about to get his ass handed to him by Vision?
Oh man, dude, this was the first time
Get his ass
Hawkeye.
handed to him by Vision.
This is the first time Hawkeye appeared, and I was like, enjoyed his presence. I don't normally like enjoy it, but he came out and he was funny, and I was like, all right, I like this.
Yeah. I don't understand his motivation for being on Team Cap though.
He was trying to get away from his damn kids.
Oh, that's the greatest.
He's like, they wanted to go skiing or waterboarding. Does it look like I waterboard?
I'll accept this. I'll accept that answer.
He's like, I wanted to just be in jail
Okay, you're a terrible father.
and husband.
Oh man. But yeah, like whenever he like tries to hit Vision with the baton and it just breaks.
It just breaks on his face. He doesn't even try to like go intangible.
And Hawkeye's kind of like, oh no, he realizes that whenever he does that electric thing and it stops Vision for a little bit. As soon
Yeah.
as Vision breaks out of it, he's like, fuck.
And he's also too. He's like, you can't beat me. And he's like, I know.
Oh, Scarlet Witch's powers.
Still haven't been fully realized.
No, but it's
She's gotten a lot
better,
stronger.
a lot better than what it was in Ultron, where they hinted at it.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, oh, I'm telepathic, or like I can move things with my mind.
And shoot energy.
Is that what she
blasts.
sounds like?
Like a ghost.
That was the
I'm
kind
a
of,
witch.
that was like the stupid kind of like,
Hocus
I have a little bit of powers, but that's the kind of, for me it was like, eh. But then like you see it in this movie where she stops.
She contained an explosion.
For a few
Crossbones.
seconds.
Crossbones. When he stops the explosion, like
Yeah.
but like contains it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's still in the explosion.
Yeah, right. He
That-
slowly died. He's just like,
That was great. I love that part
That
so
was
much.
the best rendition of something ever.
It was awesome. And then like, even like she lost control of it at the end, but when she like takes down Vision at the beginning,
Oh yeah, it was hardcore.
I was like, holy, like.
I was like, that escalated quickly.
Was it the reason she was able to take him down? Like she used her powers to isolate the Infinity Gem from him.
probably. She probably could like tap into it somehow. That's the same thing that gave her powers.
She got it from the Tesseract.
Wasn't that?
That's what he said.
No,
He
his
said
was
she got her
from-
powers from Loki's staff.
No,
But
I thought they were doing experiments with the staff. Hydra was on her and Quicksilver.
But it is the
Yeah,
same one
that's what
that
I'm talking
Vision
about.
has because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
says it's the same.
Oh,
the same
They're the-
power.
you're
they're the same
right.
one.
I forgot
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that.
he says in the movie, what gave me my
I forgot
powers
the
is what
mind
gave
gem
you
came
powers.
out of the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like at one point, I think it's the way she took him down was like she uses because she has like the force field. I think it like gets in behind the gem and kind of separates it from him, and so he's like and just like melts. Like well, not melts, but like he loses all of his power and just like he's hanging there. Well, it's kind of like the physical thing would happen. He's just like his arms just went limp and his legs are like just dangling there.
I gotta say, I really enjoyed Vision, but I loved his choice of outfits. Why was he in
yeah.
a little sweater vest?
Yeah,
You know, like the nice little.
Yeah.
I attend Oxford.
Yes. And then like how he comes through the wall the very first time, she's like, "We've talked about this." And he's like, "You're right."
He's like, but the door was open.
I thought I'd just do this
I could just
instead.
come in.
She's like, "No."
Maggie pointed that like they seem to be pushing like a big friendship between him and Scarlet Witch.
Romance.
Huh?
A romance.
So that's what she said, and I was like,
She's right.
It's in the comics, dude.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't know about
I'm shaking my head again. Yes.
It's hard to tell because like the way the mics are, whenever I want to look at you, I have to rotate all the way around the mic.
How about I get in the middle?
You know what? Y'all chose to sit like that.
Well, originally there were 4 of us.
I hope I don't fall down the stairs.
I hope you don't fall either.
This should be better.
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a wall here. I won't fall.
But, the other commentary that made me really laugh for Maggie in the theater was whenever Spider-Man came out, she was like, "Oh my God, he's adorable."
You like Peter or Spider-Man?
Like Peter, because he was just like this little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so goofy.
I'm
and
glad
she's
they
like,
got a kid to play a kid.
Oh,
Right?
And he won't
He's not going to grow out of
he
it.
won't age 10 years in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Unlike Garfield with those bags under his eyes already. And all this.
Dude,
I don't know. I'm
Toby,
just
man.
playing. I don't know.
Toby aged like crazy at between 1, 2, and 3.
I was just talking about Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And I was like, I couldn't stand Garfield. I was like, I like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 1, but his goddamn 30-year-old baby face, I can't get over.
Yeah, this one is like, it's legitimately like, I believe this is a high school student. He kind of just graduated.
I'm like, this is a legit kid.
I think the actor is still in his teens.
He's
Yeah.
19. He's
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, it's good.
It works.
Good.
Would you know what? I always thought that when they introduced Spider-Man in the trailer, the "Hey everyone" was just out of place,
It was because that's not what he said.
and it's not what he says. And I was like, oh, okay, it's way better in context, like
Yeah.
edited normally.
Another thing that they changed from the trailer and then the actual movie, and this is where I was saying earlier that it was kind of different from like the way BVS handled their trailer, where I felt they kind of gave away like most of the plot. Besides, the whole like Flash coming back from the past and all or future and all that. With this one, they purposely skewed the trailer.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
whenever Cap says he's my friend, and Tony in the trailer goes, "So was I," and he's really sad about it. And they purposely had like the blue when he's in the suit. They show the blue, which is normally when he's calm or like when everything's going good-ish. But then like in the actual, when he actually says it, he's like, "So was I." He's angry and it's red, and it's a complete like because it makes you think that like maybe Tony's trying to fix things at the end. When no, he's the one going ballistic at the end.
It's the way they did the trailers. We talked about, and I don't even remember if I said the first trailer was very Cap. Like you were supposed to feel his side.
Yeah.
The second one was Tony. Where the first one made Tony look like a bad guy. The second one, you actually felt for him more.
Yeah.
When you see the sad stuff and you're just like, oh man.
But it was very skewed
Who's right or
so that
who's
you
wrong?
don't know what's going on at the time. Like
Yeah, it was very like smartly done.
That's what I really like because I felt like trailers they didn't give away as much, and in fact, like things would happen like that, and that's why I thought, well, where's the conflict between him and Cap if they resolve it at the end?
Yeah.
because I thought they were still fighting, but then they kind of resolve it, and then it comes back where Tony goes like just berserker at the end, which I completely understood at that point.
Yeah.
When he finds out, like, not only did Bucky kill his parents, but
that-
Captain America knew about it and didn't say anything. That's some like deep trust issue shit.
Oh yeah, and he's already, like you said, he's already kind of a little unstable at times and just going downward.
Yeah,
Just
this is where he's lost control.
I just remembered in the beginning, young Tony Stark.
Oh
Yeah.
How did that look weird? I thought that looked so good.
It looked pretty good. It actually kind of looked like Robert Downey Jr. when he was an actor in the older
Yeah.
movies.
I thought that looked cool. It reminded me of what they did to Michael Douglas.
Yeah. It brought me back to that.
I was
as
like,
well.
damn, they're getting
Yeah.
really good at this.
I liked what they the way they played.
Kind of like his same voice though. They
Yeah.
didn't young
Yeah.
his voice up too much, but
Yeah.
He had the mannerisms the same too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like the back to Tony and like the at the very start of the movie was, and also addressing like some concerns that fans had because fans were saying like what the hell happened between Iron Man 3 and Ultron. Like in Iron Man 3 he tosses away all the suits, but in Ultron he's back at it again.
Yeah.
And he addresses like he's telling Cap that one of the reason him and Potts are on a break is because
Mrs. Potts.
is he can't stop. Like, he was like, yeah, I threw away all my suits. But then when they were like, hey, guys, we have to hunt down Hydra, he was like, fuck yeah. And he just builds a bunch of suits again.
Yep.
He has no qualms about, like, restarting. And that kind of addressed what happened between those two movies. It wasn't so much like, I've just given up and it was a fight for me to come back. He was like, no,
Yeah.
I kind of always did want to come back.
It also feels like a reason to
get rid of what's her face.
to explain why Gwyneth Paltrow is not in any of these movies.
there-
The
there-
same way they do for Thor, Natalie Portman. Or
Yeah,
Thor 2,
she's not
they're
going to be in
like-
Thor 3.
Really? Well, it's
Really?
taking place mostly on Asgard, right?
Yeah, but I mean, she won't be in the movie.
Is there
That's okay.
are
I'm
those
okay with that.
actresses no longer doing anything?
I don't think Natalie Portman wanted to even do Thor 2. And
They
kind of
definitely look like it.
They're like, you have to do it.
If there's no her and Selvig's not going to be in there either.
Oh, I like him.
Uh,
I'm okay with that, though, because
And hopefully
Ragnarok
Kat-
doesn't need them, I don't
whatever
think.
her name is,
I think
Kat Dennings?
the comedy,
Yeah.
the comedic relief in Thor is not going to be in it. So
I'm okay with that.
I
Yeah.
feel like the next Thor movie is going to be, because the first one was him bringing him towards Earth to actually become part of the Avengers.
how funny that Thor and Hulk were missing in this movie and they were name dropped.
Yeah.
But their next movie they'll be together.
Yeah.
Next movie, they're going to be buddy cops in Asgard.
Well, like
Fight in space adventure!
but it seems like they're moving away from Earth. Like now they're going to start focusing like they're going to take it from, because now they have to start moving towards the Infinity Gems. So the focus originally with Thor was on Earth, and now it's being pulled back into space.
Spies. Oh, y'all heard that before?
No.
Oh, okay.
What? That was so funny, though. Spies.
You had like an aneurysm or something, like a small seizure. Yeah, we're going to go to small. I
Spies.
Oh, man.
thought you were stroking.
No, I'm not
Stroking
stroking. I'm good.
Stroking what?
I'm going to enjoy, though, the trip back to space, because now we're going to get Guardians 2.
I still want Hulk in space.
So what's
Planet
next
Hulk.
year?
I want Planet Hulk.
Next year we get 3 Marvel movies, I think, because they shoved Spider-Man
Ooh,
in
we
there.
get 3?
Spider-Man's next year, I think, 2017.
Oh, awesome.
Thor.
Spider-Man.
Thor, I'm pretty sure is 2017, and then
I'm pretty sure it's not Guardians 2 is not. They're already filming it. I feel like they come out a year after they're filmed.
yeah, it might
It's
be
not Guardians 2 because
2017.
they've been promoting it and it's already
Because
gonna film.
2018 is
There was
Black
some
Panther.
pretty shitty clickbait where they were like 2 actors who are not coming back in Guardians, and I was like, what? Who's not coming back?
It's like Yondu or something.
No, it was stupid. It was
Yondu's gonna be back too.
I forget what his name is. The guy from Walk Hard.
Dewey Cox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck! I can't remember his
It's on
name.
the tip of my tongue.
It's there.
John
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly.
Yeah,
You
John-
got it first.
John
Damn
C.
it! I just
Reilly.
repeated
No, we
what
got
you
it together,
said.
dude.
Okay,
they
let's do
said
it.
John C. Reilly's not going to be in it. I was like, well, of course he's not going to fucking be in it. They're not going to go back to the same fucking planet.
What was his last line? I don't think anyone's 100% a dick, man.
Like, they're not going to see him again. I was like, well, of course they're not going to fucking see him. And the
It's-
other character was like some, it was Benicio del Toro. And I was like, well, who cares? I mean, I love him as an actor, but he's not like an integral part of the storyline that people are going to be like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's going to get his own movie with Howard
Howard
the Duck.
Oh,
Are you
it's
joking?
gonna be him trying to get him
yes,
back.
I'm joking. I don't.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
It's just him chasing him. Get back here! Come on, get back in this cage.
I like his Benicio.
But he's not going to be excited like that. He's going to be like, get back in your cage.
I don't. That made me uncomfortable.
You have to like move your body in a weird way. Like
He
when you talk.
did.
Because he talks like he does a lot of. Yeah, people can't see this, but I'm like shrugging my shoulders and hands coming up in a questioning gesture. He does a lot of like hand movements when as a collector. He does like a
As an-
eccentric.
As an
Yeah.
actor, you mean?
Did you see his werewolf movie?
So
It was all hands.
2018.
I love him in fucking. in fucking what's it called? Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
He just constantly goes, as you're a lawyer, I advise you to take these drugs. I can't stop thinking of him that way.
All I could think of him as the most recent commercial he's in. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes.
Oh, is it like a
Yes.
beer commercial?
It's for, I think
Yeah,
it's for
a beer
beer.
commercial where they're like taking pictures, like
The
people
tourists?
are taking selfies, and he's waving, and they're like, "Oh my god, we just met."
Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
he's like, celebrity comes at a price, but it's all cool. And he's like, excuse me. And he turns the smile and they're like, Antonio Banderas. And he's like, fuck you.
Oh man,
Funny.
I also keep remembering him as I think it's Freddy Fingers or something in Snatch because he has a finger missing.
I don't know.
Has anyone?
I
You've
haven't
seen
seen
Snatch?
that.
I'm shaking my head again. No, I haven't seen it.
Have you seen Snatch?
No, I haven't seen it.
He's like a thief who has a gambling addiction or something.
Isn't everyone like British? He plays a British person.
I don't know what he was. He
What was
With
that?
Brad Pitt?
yes.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's in that.
I want to watch it.
Dogs, you like dogs?
Oh, God, yeah.
dogs. Yeah, I like dogs.
That's the third time he's fucking said that line, dude.
It's the only line he knows.
It's the best line in the movie. You like dogs? Yeah, you like dogs? Oh, dogs. Yeah, I like dogs.
That's the fourth time he said it. God damn it.
I
Kramer.
love it so much. Or even when fucking what's his name? I'm terrible with names. The one that looks like Alfredo.
Jason Statham.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Just in the face.
Alfredo looks like a brown Jason
Just
Statham.
in the face? That's kind of what you associate with.
I guess so.
He's a brown Jason Statham. He does the look really well. Where he twists his face.
No one can see that face.
Oh,
he
God.
saw it and he got it. No, but his line,
looked more like Robert
his line
De
in the
Niro.
movie where he tries to do a German accent in a British accent. Well, I guess he has a British accent, so it's just him doing a German accent. But he goes, "Oh, what? The Germans will get us."
The Germans.
It's like it's so weird to hear a guy with a British accent try to do a German accent and do it badly. Snatch is a good movie.
Oh man.
Getting back to what I was trying to say. In 2018, we're
Snatch 2.
gonna get Black Panther.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I forgot. Go on.
Where do you think Black Panther is gonna? Because like I know with the Thor Ragnarok, they're gonna start pushing towards the Infinity Gems. Because every time they do a Thor movie, they push on the Infinity Gems. And with Guardians 2, they're going to go towards that. What do you think? Like, is Black Panther just going to be his own story that doesn't really push the Marvel storyline? Or do you think it's also going to push part of the Marvel storyline?
Well, they're big on having different settings and stuff for each of their new individual characters. Yeah.
Why'd you say it like
Why'd
that?
you say it like
I
that?
don't know. I just imagine every time I want to say Wakanda, I just want to go, Wakanda. It's in the jungle. Like that last scene in the jungle, like in the after credits scene.
Jungle.
Wakanda.
Okay.
Wakanda.
Oh my God! I almost did that in the theater, dude. Man,
Oh, Wakanda, we bind vibranium.
Black Panther's here too.
y'all notice he had a bodyguard. That chick that tells
girl?
Black Widow to move.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could probably
yeah.
destroy her.
Who's that?
Yeah, because he was like, I would love to see this. But I figured that like if he was just saying that like you're gonna get your ass handed to you, but now that that you're saying that it's his bodyguard, and I realized he's saying like, ooh, this would have been a good fight.
It would have been a good fight. Yeah.
Oh, foreshadowing. I love it.
Noise. I was gonna say maybe his movie is gonna take place like way in the past, not way in the past, but like in the past to show him becoming Black Panther.
Like his
Well, he
origin story?
becomes Black Panther after his father dies.
No.
Like when does he get the suit though, and like all that stuff?
Surely his father has to put down. He's too old to have the Black Panther mantle.
It is different from the comics because his father was like
Was
there's
Black-
only one Black Panther in Wakanda
He's like the
at
Phantom.
a time, and his father is Black Panther, but is killed by Claw, who's Andy Serkis's character.
The guy from Ultron.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that mantle gets passed down to T'Challa, and he takes it on at that point.
I figured like in this movie,
But it definitely doesn't like
Because
his father wasn't Black
I was
Panther.
thinking the same thing. I was like, how can he pass him down? He's like, I don't know. He's old. He doesn't seem like he's still Black Panther.
that makes sense.
It
He's
seems
not-
like it's already passed down to him at some
Yeah.
point.
he's probably just a warrior at that time, and then he becomes king.
Did
Yeah.
anybody else
'Cause he
notice
inherits it.
that jump that he did whenever his father's about to die?
Yes.
He jumped a good 20 feet
Oh yeah,
to try
Yeah.
to get to his dad.
and then he got blown 20 feet away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one was the first like look at. Whoa, he's pretty powerful.
He's
Look at that.
his moves are so good.
This is one thing I love about all Captain
Yeah, he
America
knows
movies
martial arts.
Is all the
I have a
hand
boner
to
for Black
hand.
Panther.
What?
Kramer, all I once saw was Kramer look at me and say, "I have a boner."
Yeah, I just completely got out of my thought.
I need more Black Panther. Once you go black, you don't go back.
Sex Panther.
Back to Wakanda.
It works 60%, 90%. I don't remember
90%
that
of the
line.
time.
They were 60%, 90% of the time.
Yes.
60% of the time, it works every time. Oh my god, I want Paul Rudd to say that line in Avengers 2.
Hey, they did the what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson Pulp Fiction reference. Maybe they give Paul Rudd like
That's true.
another reference that he could pull off, you know?
You didn't see the picture I posted about Pulp Fiction? They referenced it in.
He knows it.
Oh, the second Captain America.
Yeah, dude, you're like 5 years too late.
I knew about it when I saw it. In
Everyone
theaters.
you saw it in theaters. If you saw it in theaters, you got it. Like,
Oh, I didn't see it in theaters.
yeah.
That might be it. I saw it on a smaller screen.
So that just made you
Man,
not get
throw a
it.
pity party without you. God damn.
Yes, your life is sad. Moving on.
Oh god damn it!
You know what we got right from the last episode when we talked about Civil War? Ryan, I don't think you were here in this one. Was, in other words, what I got right was that I was like, I hope he makes the web cartridges, Peter,
Yeah.
and then he gets the suit.
Oh yeah.
And it happened, and I was
Yeah.
like, yes. I'm vindicated. Is that what, did I use that word right?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
So okay, so 2018,
2018.
we get Black Panther, and I believe, I believe,
what do you believe?
the first Infinity War Avengers.
That's 2019.
I thought part two.
His look of sheer disappointment.
Wasn't it
No,
19?
I thought part one is 2018, part two is 2019.
I thought it was 1920. Is that too far?
Actually, it's 2016.
1920?
Huh? No, 2019 and then
sorry.
2020.
I thought you said in the year 1920 we're going to get it. I was
In
like,
the year 1920.
That's why I said it's 2016. It was a bad joke. All right, I'm gonna look it up.
Maybe it is 1819, actually. 20, I don't think sounds right.
1819?
You know, the time of Edwardian. Sweet callback.
Way to bring it around.
I referenced our own podcast in the same episode. That's
Hold
cool.
on. Okay, Avengers.
Sweet callback. You won't get that anywhere else.
Infinity War.
Maybe. I don't know.
So while he's looking that up, what else can we talk about?
Who else was in there?
Part one is 2018,
Okay, cool.
2018.
and then
That's
2019.
not too far away.
I know it's 2 years, and then 2019 we get Captain Marvel and part two.
Yeah.
Who do you think Captain Marvel is going to be?
Actress?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's hard to say.
I keep hearing Ronda Rousey, but
Rumor.
I don't know.
That's the one.
That's
That's the rumor I've
not
heard.
going to fuck. I don't want to.
She's not an actress. Like, I
Anyway.
don't think it'll.
Well, she's
it'll
done
fly.
acting roles before.
She's fought in Fast and the
Kramer.
Furious. That doesn't
Don't
count.
be naive.
There's no way she could be a
Did you
full
hear
on.
what this motherfucker just said?
just saying,
She's
like-
done acting before.
Well,
He's
but
confident.
It's not the first time. Well,
Is
they
she
also
blackmailing you into this?
They also got like Gal Gadot to be Wonder Woman, and she hasn't had like that much acting before, but she's done acting before.
But she's an actual
But
actress.
she does pretty well, and she did a good job in BVS.
She's an
I'm not
actress.
saying
Have
she
you
didn't.
seen Ronda Rousey act?
No, I haven't actually.
I did. I saw
What?
it last night.
Where was she in?
Fast and the Furious.
7.
Ronda Rousey was?
Oh my
She had a scene.
God.
Oh, we already talked about I didn't see Fast and Furious 7. And you
Get
haven't seen the
topical,
last
man.
4.
Look, it's not about me.
And he knows, so
I get-
he's not
you know,
in that. He's not in that
yeah.
argument.
I got YouTube.
Anyway, it was painful
Okay, then.
She was also in Entourage, and I saw that.
in a movie series where it's like the acting doesn't matter. You know, it's more about the
Like
action and
Entourage,
stuff.
where the acting doesn't matter because it's shit.
Well, that's disappointing. I like Ronda Rousey as a fighter. I was hoping
Okay,
she'd do
yeah,
good
but that's
movies.
not what
No,
she needs to
well,
bring
but
to
I was
Captain
hoping
Marvel.
she would do better
Anyway,
movies.
one of the big rumors right now is that
Fuck you too,
it's
Ryan.
Emily Blunt,
Emily Blunt.
Edge of Tomorrow.
I like her.
Emily
I don't know if
Blunt?
I could
really
like.
want to see Edge of Tomorrow. I still haven't seen it.
Dude, watch Edge of
Is she the
Tomorrow.
girl- Emily Blunt's the one who gets run over
Why'd
by
you
a
watch
taxi
Fast
cab
and the
in Devil
Furious
Wears Prada,
instead?
right?
What?
It's been a while since I saw Devil Wears Prada for like
Oh,
5
yes.
times. I've
You're
seen that
right.
movie a lot.
Because I felt really... I didn't feel bad, actually, for
Did
this.
you watch that movie
But-
a lot?
What?
you
No,
watch-
I
there was
watched
a
it a
bunch of
lot.
us that went to theater. Like, it was a
watched it
bunch
a
of
lot, too.
girls and me and my friend Scott that we went to see that in movies.
Kramer, we don't need a story. We're
I don't.
talking about
Yeah,
Marvel.
just you saw it. Cool.
High five.
Yes.
I hate both of y'all. I was gonna say like when she got hit by the taxi cab,
Continues.
I laughed so hard and everybody just looked at me. They're like, she just got hit by a car. And I was just like, I don't care. It was fucking funny.
I like when she's like, every time I think I'm gonna pass out, I eat a piece of cheese.
Movie's good. I'm not gonna. The movie's good.
Yeah,
Not a
it
bad
is a good movie. But she's also in Get Him to the Greek. She's
What?
Aldous Snow's wife.
No, that's
not her?
That's Neighbors. That's the Neighbors
Oh, okay.
character.
You're right. They look the same.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Doesn't matter. Emily Blunt's still pretty cool, but I don't know.
I don't know who they could choose.
She's a little.
I don't know anything about Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel or.
I know.
Any-
I'm so
big
confused.
boobs. Some big boobs.
I can tell you what I've like read off of like
What are you giving
Wikipedia.
that look for? The look of disapproval?
I didn't. It was. I don't know.
It
It
looked
was
at me
just
like
it was just
Kramer
like
and his boobs.
Big boobs? Captain Marvel?
Am I thinking of the same
that
thing?
sounded like Juan was like, "What are those?"
What?
Am I thinking of the same person?
I don't. No, you're thinking Power Girl with the
I am
white.
thinking Power Girl.
Oh, he is. Okay.
I was like, what the fuck?
Never mind then.
Never mind then.
Wow.
Go on.
Anyway,
I don't know what I was. Oh, I was just gonna say all I know because I'm so confused about her.
I also don't know like what type of film Captain Marvel will be. If it's going to be another.
It's gonna be
space
space.
opera. Or,
It's gonna be space.
I lean towards that, but I'm not sure.
What didn't they call? Who was Captain? What didn't they call Shazam Captain Marvel too at some point?
Yeah, and then there was a legal battle over the name.
That always confused me because I always remember him as Shazam, and then he was Captain Marvel, and then the opposite way. I don't know. I always got confused as a kid.
I think he was
Shazam-
always. I think he was always called Captain Marvel, and then like 5 years ago it was.
They finally just made it Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, Shazam is... Who is the one in DC that has the lightning bolt?
that's Shazam.
Shazam / it used to be Captain Marvel.
Yeah, he says Shazam, and he becomes.
He was in DC and Marvel?
No.
No, this-
There was a character in DC called Captain Marvel,
That's what I'm saying. This
okay,
is
okay.
this is what used to confuse me.
and
as
he's
a kid.
super old. He's like
Ah.
40s, 50s, something like that.
Okie dokie, yeah.
Maybe.
And he's like the magic user, right?
Yeah, he's a magic
Black
user.
Adam.
Black Adam's the Rock.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dwayne Johnson.
Somewhere along the line, there's some dude, and then he dies, and the powers go to Captain Marvel. the
Yeah,
girl.
Marvel's Captain Marvel was a male originally,
Yeah.
and now it's a female.
I think he was like a Kree or something.
I think you're onto something. I think that's something
Kree?
about that is true.
Yeah, he was some kind. He's an alien of some kind, and he gives the current Captain Marvel her powers. But now there's a new Captain Marvel,
There's her, and then there's Ms. Marvel,
Miss Marvel,
who is like the
Kamala Khan.
Like is she like she's like Indian of some sort?
yeah,
and she has like stretchy powers.
yeah. That's interesting. I think
I don't
that's
know.
all kind of. She can fly. Anyway, that's all I know.
She's also a teenager, like
Mm-hmm.
like Peter used to be.
She's on the new Avengers
Yes.
right now.
All right. Now I'm gonna. This is why the movie's a 9 out of 10 to me. Let's take it back.
Okay.
This is your disapprovals, or not disapprovals, but
Yeah, really minor things because at the end of the
contentions.
day, Zemo wasn't needed.
Yes.
The fact that we haven't said a word about him speaks volumes.
Zemo.
I was waiting for him to. I was waiting for him to pull out the purple sock.
Oh, Zemo, the
There
the
you
bad
go.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot his name.
a
completely.
shoehorned in motherfucker as I've ever seen.
Oh, right. But you know what? I felt a little sad for him at the end.
I didn't.
I was just like, I guess I could get
I
that.
kind of get where he came from.
Yeah, it's very like he went on this whole thing about it. But
I mean,
like,
his
it's still sad. But I
Yeah,
think
his-
the only point that I really sympathized with was when he was like, and after everything was done, they just went home, and I spent 2 days finding the bodies of my wife and
Yeah.
children and father.
The fact that they were about to have him commit suicide on the movie, like on screen, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something I would have ever expected from a Marvel movie.
Well, Marvel always has that complaint of like weak villains, and I was like, yeah, this guy was kind of just a nobody.
But he's a
But then I
mastermind
see
if you
that-
think about it.
But then I think that like he was a nobody, but he did what a normal person would do, and then still grief stricken. Once it was done, that was it. He was gonna just kill himself.
Well, he used his skills because he was a spy, secret special forces.
Yeah.
For Sokovia.
Death Squad.
But so he used the skills that he had, and the shit that he did was really a mastermind piece of work.
Yeah.
To be able to get the two of the event manipulate the Avengers the way he did.
They didn't kill him though.
He had a lot of coincidences work in his favor, though.
Like
EMP at the same time that he was in the interrogation room.
he planned that.
Yeah,
Huh?
he did check the tracking
He
for
planned
it.
that.
He was kind of just
And
waiting.
they showed
on it.
the EMP in his hotel.
The coincidence was that
Yeah,
they,
but I mean-
the coincidence is that they caught Bucky
Bucky at the same time.
at the same
you
time
know.
that the thing was getting delivered. That's the coincidence. He couldn't have planned that. He just had to just kind of always be aware of what was
fact
going
that-
on.
That is a small plot hole.
The fact that Iron Man flew into the scene at the end. You know?
Yeah. Who's going to show that tape to if only Cap and Bucky showed up? They would have been like, look at this tape. And they would have been like, we know. Is this it?
Well, no, but that he got the lady to come in and find the body, and you have to try to figure out how did Iron Man get that information before anybody else? It would have had to been sent to him specifically because he got that before anybody.
I always figured Friday does a lot of his investigative work since she can search the net since she's a computer.
He ain't Batman.
And I figure she's just always monitoring everything and any bit of information that comes anywhere because I'm pretty sure she said this was from the police. There was just a reports of this lady found a dead body. She picked it up and just happened to catch stuff with it. Facial recognition.
Knowing that was the person that was supposed to be.
Yeah. Instantly the name checks out as that's the person. Someone is different. Facial recognition later finds out who the guy is. And then once it's complete, she passes it on to him.
Okay, yeah,
So,
I'll give it. It's a lot of coincidences, I guess, but it's stuff. It's coincidences that he.
I don't care because I didn't care about him.
Yeah.
As a villain to the movie, it didn't need a villain.
Well, it still needed a negative force to drive the tension between the characters.
It's set up.
Which-
He just set up the movie, basically. And when things were finally dying
Well, he didn't
down,
set up the movie. The Accord set up the movie.
yeah, but he set up the Bucky's part. He set up the
He was the
chain
amplification
reaction
of
of
the
Bucky.
tension.
Yeah,
that
he
would
fueled
cause
that.
a lot of
he fueled,
stuff.
He fueled that.
That was his
Yeah.
big thing. And then when it started to die down, to reignite it again was his second thing with Iron
Yeah.
Man.
Otherwise, Iron Man and Captain America, the argument would have just been adorable the whole time.
Because even then, when he comes up to the base,
been
and the
civil
trailer
debate, not
looks
civil
very
war.
the trailer looks very menacing when he pulls apart the door. But even then, he takes off the mask and he's like, "We're cool, man. Come on, I get it. I know what you're doing."
He never said you just started a war.
He's like, "Come on, Manchurian Candidate, you're killing me."
Yeah,
I love his the way Iron Man is so sarcastic, but Captain America and Bucky are super serious.
so yeah, he didn't need it. I wanted him to be secretly playing a bigger role, like Zemo. I'm waiting for Baron Zemo. I want to see the sock on his head, the purple sock, and
He wasn't. It's possible he wasn't a one and done villain,
well, they didn't kill him. That's the thing,
which is rare.
which is rare. Yeah, because they're almost always dead.
At the end of the day, I was like, you chose this guy. You didn't bring Red Skull back at any point, but you let this guy live.
I was glad to see the guy from Inglourious Bastards as a villain because I actually like that guy.
He's a
He
good
was
actor.
pretty good, and I thought he did a good job. You know what I'm talking about? He was the Nazi hero.
He was,
they
who was
made the film
trying
about.
to put the hots on the
shit,
woman.
You're right. Yeah, the sniper
Yeah.
guy. Mm-hmm. I thought he looked familiar, but I couldn't place from where.
That first 10 minutes of seeing him, I was like, "Where is he from? Where is he from?" And then when he started talking, I was like, "Oh yeah, I got it. It's all good."
When he started talking, machine report.
Machine report.
December.
Dude, that was fucking awesome. The way he had that dude basically drown,
Yeah.
slowly.
Yeah, it was creative.
Very cool. I was like, but unfortunately, I was like, this is one of those awesome things. This guy's gonna be cool. But then he didn't do too much later.
The Hell Hydra made me laugh because I almost the other day because me and Maggie watched both of the Captain Americas before we came to see this one.
Are you laughing at the Gary Shandling? Hell Hydra.
Yeah, because I gave her a hug the other day and I almost went, "Hell Hydra." And I told her that. She's like, "Oh my God, I was about to say that to you."
Oh man, that's funny.
Because it's so weird that the way he does it in that movie, it's not Hell Hydra. He does his lips move in a weird way and his tongue is like Hell Hydra. Hell Hydra.
Rest in peace, Gary Shandling.
I think it's because he can't feel his mouth. It's kind
I don't think that's a
of
thing.
because of all the.
'Cause of the facial-
I'm making fun of his face.
Oh, all his plastic surgery?
Did he pass away?
Yeah, he died.
Way to go, Ryan.
Hey, man, I didn't know.
I was just fucking with you.
And you had to confirm first before you started laughing.
I did.
too.
I did. Hey, you took good hits at me today. I'm gonna take one at you.
Oh, man.
Mine was an honest mistake, unlike yours.
No, mine I just don't regret though.
Hey, you know what they didn't bring up was the prison. Like, has it been there the whole time? Was it made just for this? Because there's no way it was just made.
There were no other prisoners except the Avengers.
Who is it Tony that makes like a reference to like other people are kept here? And he says
I don't
like,
remember.
I didn't think they'd bring you like here. This place is kept for like crazy people, which means people are being kept there. But he doesn't say
but
who.
they didn't show anybody.
Who? Everyone fucking dies in these movies.
I have no idea.
Small timers that they take care
Right.
of in between the movies.
Not Crossbones.
He's the most dead of them all. His body is all up in that building. That
Oh,
got
my
blown
God.
up.
His face was when he took his mask. I was like, ugh.
That was, I think, the first oh shit moment I had in this movie. Whenever like she took like it
Yeah,
came up,
definitely.
but then she she couldn't control it anymore, and you just see the whole office go out, and I was like, oh, people died.
Yeah,
Oh, they did.
They did.
Oh, I so thought Brody was gonna die in this movie.
I told you. I
When-
thought Rhodey.
Brody?
Yeah,
I don't know why I keep saying Brody.
I don't know. Thinking of Adrian Brody,
Maybe, but like I keep.
pianist.
I thought it was Brody. Like,
Excuse me.
since, for the last 8 years. No, but like I thought when he hit the ground, I was like, no, he's dead.
He did a Peggy Hill and he survived.
Fuck.
You know what King of the Hill I'm talking about?
I
No, Ryan don't know. You don't know?
don't remember that. No.
She's skydiving. Her parachute doesn't go off.
Oh.
And she just falls straight to the ground. You think she's
God damn
dead.
it.
But then you find out that she's just like crippled. But then she gets better over time.
I think you just mentioned this earlier. Were we recording at the time or no?
What did I mention?
That he should have died.
Probably. Maybe. Because, yes.
I forgot because the power went out.
Yeah. I think I said it on the recording.
Yeah.
But yeah, he should have died. Also, when I saw how old Don Cheadle looks, I was like, just kill him.
Man, okay. I thought I was the only one.
Oh, I thought. Well, at first I was like, I'm just being too tough on him. But
No, I saw it twice, man. I was just like,
What
Don
was
Cheadle,
it that
man,
he said in the
get
movie?
out of these movies.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, that just kind of goes back around to the
Just kill him.
there weren't real consequences in this movie.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everything's fine with everybody.
I was looking the whole time. I was thinking, where's the shot when he gets shot down from the trailer? I was like, who's going to shoot that? Now that this match has been going on for a while,
I speculated it was going to be Vision because
Really?
that beam
'Cause of the
looked like
beam?
from the mind gem.
didn't even like cross my mind. I was like, what's going to happen?
I'm like,
Who
it's
shoots
going to
it?
be an accident, and it turned out that it was.
Yeah.
It's a cool callback to Thor killing Goliath because Thor was a cyborg, and Vision's
You're
sort of
right.
a cyborg as well. And
That is pretty cool.
and
But
it
see,
shot
then
to
they
the
should have
chest.
killed him because
Yeah,
he just
I know.
fell down. Granted, he had probably like a little bit of protection from the armor, but not much. It's a metal suit.
No, that fall should have killed him.
Yeah. Granted, I'm pretty sure you probably could survive. Like someone could survive from that, but there's a big chance that also you won't survive for that.
Yeah.
It's all about how you fall, and he just fell straight down.
I really liked how like when that happened, you saw that even though like Tony's trying to fix everything, he snapped because Falcon comes up and he like
I almost thought he like
apologizes.
really hurt Falcon, but then he started moving
Yeah.
too quickly.
But the fact that he just did that, like he was like, I like don't talk to me, and pow.
I think that was a good like precursor to show how he would snap with Bucky later on.
Yeah.
That he's capable of doing something bad. Like
Yeah.
Man, Robert Downey played a Tony Stark much closer to the comics
he was really good.
in this movie. Yeah, he wasn't that flippant, quippy motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a
As
little more
much.
Well,
serious.
and that goes to what I was saying earlier. He started off as the huge, eccentric, but like full of confidence guy, and like he's just deteriorating throughout the movies. Where Captain America is more like he's starting out, like he's becoming more rock solid in his beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
But I mean, Tony's a brooding motherfucker in the comics. He really is, like almost Batman levels. He even has like there's a whole section of Iron Man comics where he just hates himself.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's an alcoholic.
Do you know whose acting I really liked? It was the one scene with Black Panther when his dad dies, and like he grabs his father's body. He started crying and like rocking back and forth.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Fuck! Where'd you guys get this guy?" I was like, "This guy's good."
No, he's really good. I've seen him in a couple of things.
What was he in? Oh, he was in 12 Years a Slave, wasn't he?
Was
that
he?
him?
The main guy? No,
Black
he was
Panther?
the main guy.
He wasn't the main guy?
No, that was Baron Mordo.
Oh, that's Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm probably brutally like butchering that name.
No, everyone knows who you're talking about.
Okay. He was awesome in 12 Years a Slave.
Oh yeah, that's a fantastic film. No, he was that 42, that baseball movie. That was a number. The
Moneyball.
title was-
49.
No.
69.
Hut.
It's a different game.
I know.
Anyway, he's good.
Yeah, he was good.
I'm looking forward. They got Ryan Coogler for the director
Who's that?
who directed Creed.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I heard that was good.
good choice.
I didn't watch it. Hey, you know what? They gave Black Widow had some badass fight scenes in the beginning.
Yeah, she did. What she took on, because he normally does that. I can only describe it as a Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever she does it like
From Rey Mysterio.
yeah, she does it like twice. She does it to the first guy to go back onto the other guy. So it's like a double Hurricane Rana going
That
back
was
and
cool.
forth.
That's
It's
like her
pretty
signature
badass.
move. I think she does that in almost every movie.
Yeah, I like when she grappled with Ant-Man, and Ant-Man like he shrunk and then like flipped her.
Oh yeah, but she kicked him in the balls.
Yeah.
I was
First,
like,
first
come
hit he
on.
takes is in the ball.
Is in the balls.
And you hear it. You hear it.
He's like, ah. Then she grabs him and then he flips.
And then she socks him and he just goes.
They've been talking about now, they're getting closer to a solo Black Widow movie.
I don't think so.
I think it's too little, too late.
Who cares?
I
right?
don't find her as compelling as like she was in Winter Soldier or anything like that.
Well, because like after
And even like in Age of Ultron with the Hulk, that was cool. But
that to me was forced.
I didn't.
well with her
They made a
Age of
nod to
Ultron,
that.
that little backstory with the ballet scenes.
That was cool.
That was at that point you kind of like, well, I guess we already know what that movie would be if they were to make it.
Yeah.
It would just be like how she became a spy. But we kind of already know that now because of those flashbacks. Oh,
That's true.
Speaking of those flashbacks, I wanted to discuss a fan theory about Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
About I don't know if any of you have read this. Already.
Right.
You giving me that look already. About
giving
Thor's
the, like-
hammer.
No, we discuss theories a lot on this show, and they're usually pretty wild.
The why he's not able to lift Thor's hammer.
Cap?
Yeah,
Okay.
like it can budge, but he can't actually lift it.
Go ahead.
And the idea, and you guys are gonna be a little whenever you hear this. The
ready.
fan theory was
I'm ready to
titled
shoot it down.
Captain America is a warmonger, which he's not.
I think I've read that.
It started off with whenever they start off with Age of Ultron, and Scarlet Witch is showing everybody their worst fears. They show Iron Man's worst fear is all of his friends are dead. Thor's is basically Ragnarok.
Yep.
Everybody has these nightmares and people are dying. Captain America's worst fear is Peggy coming up to him and telling him that the war is over. Because Captain America is his only purpose is a soldier. He's
Wait.
The thing is
keep
that-
going, keep going.
like even at the end of the first Captain America, there's that anger where he's like punching the bag, and he's angry for the obvious reason. You know, he was frozen, and now he woke up in the future, and he's like, "Fuck!" But like, there's another reason he's angry. It's because the war is over, and he no longer has a purpose.
He's a relic at that point.
Yeah, he comes from a time where even like and also with him being a soldier, war back then was different than it is now. That was before the Vietnam War. That was before Iraqi freedom. That was before guerrilla warfare was such a huge thing. Mm-hmm. That was back in a time where we were the good guys and we were going up against Nazi Germany.
And maybe too that public opinion changed over time. In his time, if you were in the army, you were well respected. It was a huge thing to do this for your country. And then during after Vietnam War, it was just nobody cared about, if you went to the army or if you did anything like that. People came back and nobody was happy about them because there were so many, it was the 70s and they're protesting.
People are very anti-war now.
Yeah, so he's in a state of, I could see him being in a state of, if I don't know if people will even fully accept me, because of who I am, type thing.
Exactly,
it's different times.
And all he knows is war, and the idea that oh fuck, I lost it. Okay, I got it.
Is that he needs war to keep going?
Yeah,
so he has a purpose.
His excitement for war was justified when the enemy was Nazis.
Yeah,
because when the bad guy is a Nazi, you don't question it. You're like, fuck yeah, go kill Nazis. But the fact that his idea now is most of his fights are with he's just I punch things. That's what I do. If I see a problem, I punch it in the face. That's why
I can do this all day.
in the second Captain America, that was the huge why he basically broke down. He didn't know who to punch in the face.
Yeah,
he didn't know who the bad guy was. He didn't know who to punch in the face. And then he was like, oh, yeah, okay, Hydra. Yeah, I can punch him in the face. And that's why, even though he's pure of heart and everything like that, and he can make the hammer move, he can't actually lift it up because there's this part of him that loves war. And that was the arc that Thor...
Not outlandish.
That's why Thor was finally able to pick it up at the end, because Thor realized at the end of his first movie that you need peace. That peace is the ultimate solution. And that's why the hammer was like, okay, you're worthy. Well, Captain America still feels war is
a part of him,
an answer.
Oh.
He still feels like war is an answer to certain things.
War, what is it good for? Keeping Captain America in business. Ha! Good job, now. That's an interesting theory. I mean, I could see it, I guess, but I don't believe it.
I kind of believe because
and it's really I can't argue.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't interpret that Scarlet Witch was showing them all their fears. I think it was different for all of them. I think it was something that was haunting each character. For Tony Stark, the idea that was haunting him was that he was going to fail everybody and the planet.
And he'd have the guilt.
For
of all
Thor,
his friends
the
dying.
thing that was haunting him was his power, because that's Idris Elba's character Heimdall is telling him, you did this,
Yeah.
Because I saw a meme the other day.
Don't base your news off
No.
memes.
It wasn't it wasn't a funny meme.
I'm surprised he saw it. He's barely ever on social media.
What did she show? Scarlet, Black Widow, her past.
Yeah.
That was haunting her, and the thing that was haunting Steve was
Peggy.
How was it put?
His hang up over Peggy.
No,
Well, because
the life that he could have had.
Oh,
right.
If he didn't get
if he
frozen.
didn't get frozen.
the war ending,
The
and
war
he
would
could
have
have gone
ended.
home with Peggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I interpret it as things that were haunting each character, demons in their closet.
So maybe he has slight regret about things that have happened to him,
Yeah.
and that's why he's seeing stuff like that.
And then the meme, it was a meme that was she showed this to them, what she showed the Hulk, and it's we don't know what.
Hey, what
he
did she
saw.
show the Hulk?
Hey, I don't know. What would haunt him? The Hulk.
Himself.
He changes into it.
I
You
don't
know.
Himself,
think, you know
right?
what?
That
I
he
don't
has
think
no
he saw
control of.
anything. Because the Hulk isn't a big part of the Hulk that if you were to shoot Bruce Banner, it wouldn't kill him because the Hulk would instantly take form to protect him.
Yes.
The attack on him mentally. What if the Hulk responded in the same way, where it was this is gonna hurt Banner? I have to protect him, and to do that, it went into a mindless rage, so he couldn't see anything.
He did turn into the Hulk after she messed with his head, didn't he?
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, it
that
could have
was-
been the Hulk saying I can't let anything hurt Banner, so it hulked out, and when he did that, he went into a mindless rage, and that doesn't allow anything to take hold in his brain.
Debunked.
a little bit, kind of debunked.
It's
But-
it's interesting. I could see it. But
I think it
just
worked
don't
both
buy it.
ways.
That's my theory for it.
I like that though. I like the fixed better theory.
The fixed?
What Ryan was saying,
Yeah. That makes a little bit more
and
sense.
then your Hulk theory on top of that. That's
Yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
Why do you think is it then that he can't lift the hammer? Because that was something that always bothered me. Because I was like, he should have been able to lift it.
I think he's just like anyone. He's just fundamentally like he's a good guy. He has good intentions, but so maybe he's just not just as
Perfect.
Yeah, he's not a perfect person.
Yeah, and Thor's pretty fucking righteous.
Yeah,
Especially by the time of Thor the Dark World and Avengers Age of Ultron and all that.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah.
He ain't being a pompous ass anymore.
No.
Which I
He's
don't know
found
why
out.
in the beginning of Thor 1 that hammer was still holding on to him. You know? He's being an asshat in the beginning. But
Yeah.
That's why I was like, if Thor can hold it, Captain America should hold it. Although it made it much more intense when Vision was able to just like lift it up.
yeah, Vision's just kind of his
He's
conscience
so-
is clear.
Yeah, he's just
He's
neutral.
pure.
I think if everybody had like a religion, his would be Buddhism, and then Captain America is clearly.
That motherfucker was sleeping up a storm like Batman in that dark ass room before
what?
Hawkeye did the explosion outside to distract him.
Huh?
There was a shot when Clint goes to get Wanda.
Yeah, and the explosion that he causes.
There's a shot of him in the dark just floating there, asleep. Quote, unquote.
Oh,
I was like, that's a really
I don't think I even
Batman-y
caught that.
thing. He's all
Is that what that was?
yeah. He looked asleep.
I thought it was just standing there.
Does
Well,
he
was
need to
he was
sleep?
floating. I don't know. I mean, he was like I say quote unquote sleeping.
Ah.
So I don't really know.
I enjoy Vision. I wish there was more of him.
Yeah. But if there was more of him, it would have been too much of a fight.
That's true.
He's so like
He did seem pretty serious about the fight, though. Like when he was doing stuff.
maybe he was like calculating. He's like, I don't really want to hurt anybody, so I have to make sure everything I do isn't that like I have to hold back. But how do I hold back?
If he stays on the defensive,
Which
then he
makes
doesn't have
sense
to worry
because
about
when
it.
he got distracted,
yeah,
he took out Rhodey,
Yeah.
and like for the most part,
which
he's in
would
the
have taken the
defensive now.
fuck out of Falcon.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Falcon would have
Unless-
just
but it
exploded.
I figured he
It
was
zoomed-
just aiming for the jetpack.
It zoomed in on the pack. So
yeah, that was showing like I'm not aiming for Falcon. I'm aiming for his jetpack.
But then who catches him?
he did the Batman.
Who catches him then?
Well, at that
I don't
point,
have
you
to
have,
save you.
At that point, you have Rhodey could have went and caught him while Iron Man went ahead and chased after Cap.
They could have.
But Iron Man tried to catch Rhodey and Falcon, and neither of them caught him.
Maybe Rhodey falls faster.
Well, like we said,
actually, that
Vision-
doesn't work because in like,
Like we said-
the whole experiment with the bowling ball and the thing.
I don't,
Well, that's
maybe he
different.
was just
That's
trying
mass.
to clip a wing so that he could like not just fall straight to the ground, but get there a little.
He has a parachute,
slowly.
but
It would have been
the
in that
the back. Yeah. Like I said, he got distracted.
Yeah,
He wasn't thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Computing.
I did enjoy seeing him when they're kind of fighting a little bit in the beginning, and then Vision shows up and you just see that he makes that line like, "Don't cross it."
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh yeah, Vision's about to do stuff, and then he just kind of went invisible.
Everybody was like, "Oh fuck."
It's just I really want to see him like fight because in Ultron he didn't do too much. He kind of got like taken out a little early on, and then he managed to like beat a couple of them, and then he beat Ultron at the end.
You know-
he needed more.
You know what I did like about the fight was the way it was originally brought on. Because I remember me and Maggie were discussing the whole thing after, and like she was saying that it was the part about, or I think some podcasts also touched on it, like why Tony would go up to Spider-Man and just tell him, "No, you're done." But the reason for that was he originally it was supposed to be meant to be a scare tactic. It was supposed to be like, we're all going to show up and we're going to tell Captain America to stop. And I'm going to bring out a guy he's never seen before, and that'll be just somebody else to like help us muscle Captain America into like, look, chill the fuck out.
Well, he did ask him, "What should I do, Mr. Stark?" You know, and he's like, "Just do what I told you. Like, web everybody up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was just it. Like the idea was to
He wasn't planning on it escalating that far.
he didn't know Hawkeye was going to be there. He didn't know Scarlet Witch was going to be there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Because he said, you brought Clint into this. You had him bust out Wanda.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
in protection. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
He knows Falcons and Bucky are going to be there.
but I think that was the point too. Is that like you said, he was just trying to be intimidating.
Yeah, he didn't think it was going to escalate to the point that it did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't realize that there was going to be a 16-year-old being thrown around like a rag doll by a
That's when
fucking
he's
giant.
like, at least he took some responsibility. He was like, "No, you're done. Sit." And he's like, "I can." Now you're right.
Yeah.
He's like, "You've already, yeah. You've got him beaten up too much. Just sit out."
The after credit scene with him name dropping Steve from Brooklyn, beating him up,
Yeah, Steve.
and then his big ass
Oh,
friend.
yeah.
His big ass friend.
I love that scene where he's like holding it up. He's like, he's like, "You got heart. Where you from? Queens?" He's like, "Brooklyn."
Brooklyn. Bye.
As a kid from Jersey, I'm like, "Fuck both of y'all." If he had said I'm from Hudson, or like I'm from Clifton, he would have been like, "Fuck you," then. He would have like ran up and kicked Spider-Man in the nuts.
Here's a bomb.
Here's a bomb.
Shield to the nuts. I don't
They
know.
don't like us.
I'm liking Bucky in these movies.
Me too. I really like the beginning showing him like on a mission. And I think what ruined it for me, not ruined, but like as soon as he hit the car, I was like, I kind of,
Yeah.
I figured like there's just a thought
I
in the
knew
back
when
of
I
my
saw
head
the car
that I was like, that's
it was 1991,
his parents.
and
They didn't show it until later, but I was like, I know it is.
it was in the U.S.
That didn't click with me at all until the end.
I think I jumped to
because
it too
I mean,
quickly.
it was very obvious to me anyway what the third act was going to be. You know,
It was like him.
Iron Man was going to find out. He was going to be angry.
Well, for me, it wasn't so obvious and that's why like it kind of took me by surprise with the way they had the trailer, where they were fighting and Captain America like that. Not Captain America. Iron Man was like, "I thought I was your friend," in the really sad way. Where in the actual movie, it was in an angry way.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't expect it because I didn't make the link to the parents that they died in a car accident. That when it finally did happen and like he did start going to a rage, I was like, oh, that's when this fight happens.
Yeah.
At first, I was just like, what the fuck happened to this fight?
I was waiting for the fight. I was like, because when they seem to be on good terms when they get to the area.
Yeah.
I'm like, when's the fight going to happen? How are they going to escalate it? So,
I thought
it works.
I caught on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I think we've talked about pretty much every single person.
So Captain America, he didn't do anything with Peggy, but
Okay, that kind of creeped me out.
What do you mean?
Okay,
all he did was kiss Peggy in the first Captain America movie. But still, he's getting with with her niece.
that was
Yeah.
part of like, and I like at first I forgot that she was in Civil War, or not Civil War, in
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that was she was the neighbor that was keeping track of them.
Yeah.
And so at first I thought Falcon was just like, dude, check out Peggy's daughter.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then Captain America looks at her and he looks like really hard and intensely. I was like, does he know her or is he checking out Peggy's like offspring? He's like, oh my god, she looks just like her. She's still young.
She's so young.
It's really old when you consider the fact that he's or really creepy when you consider that he's
really
like 100
old.
It really sets in after they like make out and then they're like, what does Bucky say? Something about he was like, yeah, that was like 100 years ago or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, so are
And
we,
he's like,
buddy.
so are we, man. And I was like, ew.
The fact that like everybody else like me and Maggie had the same response of like, that's Peggy's like not her daughter but her niece, like that's kind of creepy. But then when they make out, they have like Falcon and Bucky in the back. They're like,
They're
oh,
like, yeah. Dude, that part was so funny.
I think
when-
it's probably the biggest laugh in the whole movie,
yeah, that's where
Yeah.
everyone laughed
Yeah.
in my theater. We all laughed
especially
to
with
part.
the "Can you move your
Can you
seat
see-
up?"
No.
Oh, that was funny. And then he just moves
They
to the
had
other
two
side.
moments, so random moments. where it's
Random,
like,
right?
Couldn't have done that earlier. I hate you.
I hate you.
Well, because
Where
think
did
about it,
this
their only
animosity come
interactions
from?
before
I
that
know.
was
I wonder if it's like contending friendships with Cap.
well, yeah, because before that, like
I'm his new best friend.
they have no connection besides Captain America. If anything, they were fighting each other before that.
Yeah.
That's all. The only contact they've had with each other before that is them trying to beat the crap out of
Was
each other.
Falcon getting his ass beat?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what?
It's like, you tried to kill me before.
I was like, F you, Falcon, when Ant-Man comes out and he's like, hey, sorry about last time. He's like, it won't happen again. I was like, it will happen again, and he'll beat
Oh,
you
no,
up.
he played it off as a tryout. He's like, it was a good tryout.
It was a good
but
trial.
It won't happen
It
again.
won't happen again. I was like, shut up, Falcon. You're not that good.
God damn it.
Got taken out by Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's very important to me that Cap doesn't find out about this.
I still think it's hilarious that Captain America.
I wonder who he's talking to on the intercom.
Yeah, right. Talking to the Vision.
Oh yeah, who was he talking to?
Maybe,
Oh, Vision wasn't there
maybe
yet.
Rhodey or something.
Maybe. Or just whoever's on guard that day, the security guard. Please don't tell my boss.
God damn it. I still think it's hilarious that with Falcon and Captain America, their equipment is government property.
Yes,
It's not
right?
technically theirs.
You know what? I totally snapped on that when they're like, "We'll give you a receipt for your things." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like technically, it's all
Bird
government.
costume, yeah.
Technically, it's all government property. Like, ah, shit, you're right.
Man, he set some motherfuckers on
Wait,
fire.
does Captain America not have a shield anymore? Because he left it with Tony at the end.
That's correct.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't even in costume
That's
No,
correct.
when he
wasn't.
showed up at the end.
He's like, I'm not Captain America anymore. Fuck it. I'm just.
See, that's what, like, I think that's what's cool. It's set up. It had the nice ending of like, okay, he's about to bust everyone out of jail, but what is like the turn of it? Like the consequences of that? He's not going to be Captain
Yeah.
America anymore. He's not going to have the mantle.
Hawkeye can't go back to his family now.
No, they'd be looking for him.
Yeah, 'cause he's a terrible parent.
He's
A
probably
terrible
okay
father.
with this. They're like, you can
He's
never
a
go
terrible
back.
Avenger too.
He's like, it's
Dude,
fine.
calm down. He saved the day in Age of Ultron.
I know.
I did like the.
He also got Quicksilver killed.
He did make the. I have a debt to.
He's not missed.
You're right. They didn't miss when they got him.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Dude, that made me mad that Quicksilver died and
With
not
bullets?
Hawkeye with bullets because they made an effort to show how
From a
fast
jet.
he was, but not he still got
Well,
shot.
and they also
X-Men's
like they
Quicksilver
built
could've
it up
caught
for
those
Hawkeye
damn
to
bullets.
die.
yeah, X-Men's Quicksilver was like,
The
let me
shit.
just move these bullets out of the way.
Well, and also like they built up Hawkeye to make an impact when he died. It was like they showed his family, and they're like there are like
Maybe
Hawkeye
they want to
has
show
something
you
to lose.
But I mean,
the arc of Hawkeye's bad
do you
parenting.
lose? Do you lose?
She
their-
still hasn't built that shed, I'm sure.
But I mean, it's a question of whether you lose Jeremy Renner or Kick-Ass,
Jeremy Renner.
the less bankable star,
Yeah.
who actually only wanted to do one movie anyway.
Should just gave him his wish.
Weird thing. Yeah.
You know, I was talking to Maggie too.
It's because
about-
you have to have an equal to
No,
Black
Kick-Ass
Widow.
only wanted to do one movie.
Oh, he did?
yeah. So that might have
I think it was funny that
justified that a bit.
Ultron
Hawkeye
should've
was
killed
like
him.
the Avenger of like he was like part of the Avenger initiative before they started bringing in all the superheroes. They were just like, yeah, these are like in terms of like archery, he's like an Olympic level athlete. He's like the best archer in the world. Here's a god, and here's a super soldier.
He's grandfathered in.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm still on the team, right, guys?
Well, they still make fun of that in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I'm just a guy with a bow and arrow.
And the guy he tries to
I take
on
him
Vision.
over Black Widow
No,
because they
No.
both have martial arts skills.
Well, here's the
but,
thing,
but he's got the bow with different trick arrows and shit.
And he is funnier than her. She's too serious.
Nah, I'd take Black Widow.
But I don't know.
Man,
I
you
just like
take
her
Black Widow
fighting.
for other reasons.
what the fuck does that mean?
I'll take it for all the reasons. I don't know. I like her fight. I hate her character, like seriousness, and her like the way she acts. But I like her fighting is pretty badass.
But
wonder
her
what-
seriousness is also a good counterbalance to like the comedy of other characters.
I wonder what the decision, or like why the decision was made for her not to have a Russian accent. She has a Russian accent in every iteration of the character.
Yeah,
That's a good
Except for
point.
Louise.
maybe she was kidnapped into.
No, she's Russian.
Oh,
Maybe it's
oh
'cause
yeah.
she's
Well, her
a-
last name's
Her
Romanov.
name's Natalia Romanoff.
I thought
Maybe
it was
because she's
Natasha.
a spy.
Natalia
and-
is her original name.
Oh, okay.
It's because she's a spy. Like she has to be able to know how to like fit in.
Is
Yeah.
it Natalia?
Just like with why they were saying like
Natasha.
those super soldiers would have like taken over any country because they speak 30 languages. But like if you speak 30 languages but you have an accent in every single one of them, you're not going to be a good spy.
I thought that was a slight interesting twist, like a little twist. They're like, they figure out the plan, and they're like, we have to stop him because he's going to let all these other Winter Soldiers come out, and then he gets there and they're dead.
Yeah, it was a
And
good.
he's like,
What,
why
you
the
think I
hell?
want more of you?
Yeah, he's like, why would I want more of you guys? And you're just like, true.
Fair
It's
enough.
a very true thing. If anything, thank you, sir.
I kind of did want to see that fight though.
You just made this third act a lot easier on us.
Thank you. Yeah. That would have been kind of interesting, but then I'm glad they just killed him off because I don't think I would have really enjoyed it too much if there was 5 Winter Soldiers, especially since they seem to be a little stronger than Bucky.
Well, I think we also got to the point in the Captain America movies where we can't just have Super Soldier versus Super Soldier. That's like with the in Iron Man.
Yeah, I guess
they have
in the first 2 Cap movies, it's Super Soldier versus Super Soldier.
yeah, and in the Iron Man movies, it's Super Suit versus Super Suit.
Yeah, except in 3.
I just thought, you know, it'd be cool.
my super suit? But like it's everybody versus their alternate bad guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Flash versus Reverse Flash. Like
What was that chuckle?
I don't know. I just remembered how dumb that name is.
It's like saying Batman, anti-Batman, Superman,
Bat.
Superman,
Man-Bat, yeah.
Man-Bat, Superman, Bizarro Superman.
It's just Bizarro.
Spider-Man, Man-Spider.
God damn it!
Fucking Spider-Man and Venom, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
But yeah, like I wouldn't have wanted to see Super Soldier versus Super Soldier because it's basically what we've been getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
would have been
what-
too,
Yeah.
plain action movie.
That's why I loved the Captain America versus Iron Man fight because it was 2 completely different styles. It was, and they even said it. He was like, "I can't beat him hand to hand." That's why he had to say, like, analyze his fighting style really quick.
I really enjoyed that. He's getting the crap beat out of him. He's like, analyze fighting. And then he was able to finally get some moves in.
Yeah,
Taken from the comics.
Oh.
yeah, that scene where
Or in the comics, it's way more Batman heavy. Because he says, this suit's been analyzing your fighting style since I've met you.
Oh.
So you can't beat me. And he
See, that would've been
doesn't.
cool.
Batman heavy.
Like in the
being
paranoid.
prepared.
Oh yeah,
The paranoid aspect of
Yeah,
always
yeah.
being prepared.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, and Cap only in the second fight, Vision messes with the circuitry in his armor. That's why Cap's able to beat him the second time.
They did do that, the cover shield thing.
Yeah, very
where
cool.
He's Iron Man shooting his
Slow
hand
motion.
glass.
Yeah,
Very
they,
wallpaper.
He's got the
they,
shield.
they framed it in a really cool way between the pillars.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was nice to see that.
I liked it.
Yeah,
Is that all we got for this movie?
I think so. I think we've talked about it.
We
So
talked the shit out of it.
so we got to see a bit of Wakanda. Go ahead.
Wakanda. Is that what you did?
I was Wakanda.
Bitch, because of vibranium.
We got to see Spider-Man Spider Signal. So what actor would be Uncle Ben in this universe?
I don't want one. I don't want one. I just don't.
Fucking Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
No.
My name's
No.
Uncle Ben. You know, like when he does, my name's Jay.
Oh. I thought you were going for a Mario. 'cause
It came out a little
It
Italian.
sounded kind of like, my name is a Ben.
I didn't say
No, it wasn't that heavy.
You worst it.
I didn't actually get the Mario thing.
Oh, well, I did.
Shut up.
Why are you so mean to me?
Why you so mean to me?
I don't know. I'm happy they're not being an Uncle Ben. I don't really want to think of one.
Is Hydra finally dead?
So, yeah, can we be done with
Can we
this?
be- are we
How
done
many
with
times we
Hydra?
gotta hear Hail Hydra in
they
these
were
movies?
technically done. Although I guess the Winter Soldier thing was still a big, huge Hydra thing.
They never found out who Crossbones was working for. And why he needed that biological weapon. I assume they just threw it into
yeah.
just be some terrorist wanted it. And he's working for terrorists.
I want to say it was gonna be the Claw.
Maybe.
Could have
I
just
don't
been.
think
It
so.
just could have just been a subplot for the beginning of the movie.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's just there.
They were just like
Just to bring them in to fight someone a little familiar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dropped a building on me.
So
on my face.
Here's one thing that we didn't discuss. Whose team are you on?
Oh.
Spider-Man.
Like were,
Team Aunt May.
were you team Aunt May? Were you team Iron Man or team Captain America? Like whose ideologies did you agree with?
Caps.
Man, I don't know. I've purposely been trying to avoid this
Yeah.
on everything. Even Facebook on Thursday or Friday was like, "Good morning, Juan. "Are you on Team Cap or Team Iron Man?" I was like, "I'm not listening."
It was called the
I'm
registration.
not a registered voter.
It was called the Registration Act in the comic books, and it was a lot harsher.
Yeah.
It was like you got to work for the government, but you also have to reveal yourself to the public.
Or you go to the negative zone.
Yeah, or you go to another
Oh,
dimension.
yeah, I heard about that. That's a lot worse.
Yeah, that's because Reed was involved.
Oh, yeah.
Reed Richards.
And he's a psycho, too.
But in this version, I
little
kind of...
bit.
He is a psycho.
Yeah, a little bit, man.
In this version, I kind of agree more with...
Too smart for his own good.
with
Bad
Iron
father,
Man.
too.
I would have been like Team Iron Man. And there was a couple of things that they pointed out where like, whenever they said, Tony was keeping Scarlet Witch in the compound, and he started saying it was for her own good, and he was like, she doesn't even have a visa. And I suddenly realized, oh shit, she's an illegal immigrant. She's not technically supposed to be in the States.
Yeah, he said that she's not a U.S. citizen, I think.
Yeah, things
Yeah.
get a little weird.
And you start thinking about it, you're like, they're breaking a lot of laws. Like, I get that they're superheroes, but the idea that they can go into a random country like Nigeria, and it's...
But I mean, still, right? I mean, the argument is, what if there's a situation they put us in where we shouldn't be involved, or if there's a situation we should be involved in,
But
they
then
don't
you
let
get
us.
into the argument of we are above the law,
Yeah,
you
have to be.
But who decides that? You can't. But if you're going to be in the public eye, it's one thing when you're
In
like
this corner.
like Batman in Gotham. His jurisdiction is
Or
within,
Godham.
Oh,
So I'm
God
sorry.
damn
I'm
it,
sorry,
Juan.
carry on. I'm sorry,
never
carry on.
going to read it the same.
That's why he protects it so much, because they have all the ham.
He needs it for Christmas.
A nice, succulent Christmas ham.
God damn it!
He's like an Uncle Scrooge.
It gets to the point where like their actions are taking such a huge effect in the world. It's no longer, I'm stopping a criminal here, I'm stopping a criminal here. It's, we're saving a lot of people, but there's also a lot of like collateral.
Okay, I know.
Like
but
who gets and that's how you get bad guys.
It's
like,
who watches The Watchmen.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but even to a more extreme than that, like the Zemo, it's not when you think about it, that's not unreasonable for there to be a lot of people like him.
okay.
You got there has to be
should
some
they-
sort of like checks and balances to that, and not just that, but you can't just have like when you're in the public eye already. If you had like with Batman, he has a secret identity. He can just hide in the Batcave. Nobody knows what the fuck he is. Everybody knows where the Avengers are. If the government's like, yeah, you guys are good, and Iron Man's like, hey, I guess this is illegal immigrant. She's just gonna hang out here and like do whatever the fuck she wants.
But I think, too, they make the U.S. accountable for a lot of things.
Yeah, at some point, everybody's looking at the U.S. and like, come on, guys, you got to do something. And the government's just gonna be like, no, no government is gonna just be like, yeah, just do whatever the fuck you want. Especially if we know who you are and where you are.
Right.
At that point, you're just basically telling everybody, I'm better than this whole government thing, and I know it.
What does Martha Kent say in Batman v Superman to Superman that people hate
"Oh,
what they
I'm
don't
dying."
understand?
No, Martha Kent.
Martha Kent said,
thought
do
you meant
whatever you
Martha
want.
Wade.
I don't care.
I thought you meant Martha Wade. And I was like, oh, she's got.
I'm dying.
I'm dying.
My pearls.
She was like, Martha. Oh, wait, no.
I'm Martha. Remember this for later.
She said people hate what they don't understand. What is it a better outcome that Ultron dropped an island on the Earth, or a meteor of a country meteor on the Earth, or that they stopped it with collateral damage?
I'm not saying that like they shouldn't do what they do.
Here's the thing,
What-
though. They saved it, but Iron Man made it. So it just kind of comes back to that, too. Yeah, they saved him.
well,
Good job.
that's-
You saved Sokovia, kind of, but you started it.
Yeah,
That's the
But you gotta-
government's
But you gotta
reactions.
you have, like Cap says, you have to have the right to choose to fix it, to clean it up.
Or you
Right.
could stop
Big-
doing dumb things, Tony Stark. Haven't you learned a lesson?
I mean,
You can't argue that. He never learns a lesson.
it's just there's
He's only
no-
just now doing it when some lady was like, you killed my son.
There's no perfect answer. There's no yes or no.
But you can't
decide.
expect governments to just sit back and not do anything.
Okay, but you asked the question, what do you side on? I'm not talking about the merits of whether or not the governments are right in this.
Well, but you can't say that there can't be any checks and balances except just them. Like, Captain America being like, you know what? I'm moral enough to decide what's good and what's not.
Okay, that's not what we're arguing.
That's kind of the argument.
No,
yeah.
the argument is what do you side on? And I'm telling you why.
Yeah.
Because he says the safest hands are still their own. Because they always do the right thing
But do
anyway. Oh, at least Cap does. He would. He always does.
Does he, though?
He's speaking for himself, and he would do the right thing, though.
He would.
Cap would.
Yes.
But, like, what about Iron Man? What about, like, Black Widow? What?
All of them have a really good conscience, so they're all good people. But in Tony's case, he doesn't think far enough through on some stuff, and he acts a little rash, and he's not as calm as Steve, and it puts him in trouble later on that he ends up having to fix.
Yeah. And then
that's the problem. I mean, it's good that he fixes it, but a lot of the problems will still kind of come from him.
Yeah, and then you have to think about
He got lucky with Vision.
And there will always be problems,
Yeah.
whether they're created by the heroes or not.
But at the
It's
same
a never-ending cycle.
But you can't just, like, if it was in terms of, like, Batman where, well, and that's the thing, like, I agree that they do need to be able to decide what they do and what is good and what isn't good. But at the same time, to just tell everybody else, like, no, we're better than you and we can decide what's good and what's not good. There has to be, like, a system of checks and
That's
balances.
not their argument, and that's not how they present themselves, though.
That there has to be a system of checks and balances?
No, saying we're better than you and we'll decide.
But isn't it what it is? What they're saying though, like not what they're saying directly, but that's technically what you're saying.
Well, I don't know. I mean, don't the superheroes who defend against aliens invading Earth have a little bit of the right to say, we know how to keep things safest for everybody,
Fair enough.
as safe as possible?
But
See, maybe
wouldn't you
because
say if they
Ultron
had
will-
backing by like a military that it could have been executed in a more cleaner manner? Like there could have been like soldiers on the ground also evacuating people.
I wouldn't be backed by General Ross at all.
I had a thought earlier.
The guy hates them.
But I was thinking, like, I wonder if Abomination is in that prison somewhere. I don't remember him dying.
No, he didn't. I think he's forgotten.
I think he's in there. It's one of those things.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, yeah.
I think he's in there. I think that was
That's safe
probably
to assume.
made for him. And then they're like, we'll just put other people.
I wonder if he ever unabominated.
That's a good question.
He had to, because otherwise, like he would have been like rampaging in there and been able to break out pretty easily. I imagine.
Depending on the type of
Unless it's
prison they
designed to
built for him.
hold a Hulk.
So
They already...
But could it hold a Hulk?
I mean, the first one that they made in Avengers couldn't hold Thor.
yeah.
So,
What's up with the whole kind of glass case prison cages that's popular in movies?
'Cause you still got to see what's going on. It's a visual medium.
But just
yeah,
I don't know.
cameras aren't enough. They can be short-circuited and go out.
Magneto made sense in second.
But his wasn't
X-Men?
glass; it was plastic.
Oh yeah. But we'll still see through square.
Yeah,
It was glass. It could have been glass.
it could have been glass.
I don't think it would have been.
His
the
was glass
same-
in Days of Future Past. I'm thinking old Magneto.
Oh, that big cube that he
Yeah,
was
like
in.
the cube where he's playing chess in.
That was probably plastic,
Yeah,
hard plastic.
I'm sorry, I'm just breaking up.
That
the
was a cool
conversation.
ass prison for him. And his breakout.
Yeah, I love that.
Anyway,
I think I'm like super neutral. I can't pick between them both.
so you're Daredevil. I'm not a part of this.
There's
Yeah.
like there's pluses.
Don't include me in your movies.
Watch Daredevil.
I'm watching it.
Oh, you
There's-
like it?
Oh, as soon as school ends in a week, I'll be able to finish it.
Where are you?
I'm on episode 5 or 6.
I'm like halfway through season
Don't tell
one.
me anything though.
I don't plan
Just
to.
in
Yeah,
case.
I'm halfway through season 1.
Cool. Catch up.
Yeah, but I can kind of see Captain America's side of things, but I also see like Tony's side of things. I see like the need for like when you have somebody as powerful as the Hulk.
I don't know. Cap proves his point at the end of it all. Because if it weren't for, if it weren't for,
if it weren't for him,
it wasn't quite justified because Zemo didn't use the super soldiers, right? But but it's still the right idea that they needed to get to him because of that potential threat.
but wouldn't they have figured out eventually that he killed that doctor? Captain America never actually did anything.
But he doesn't want to do eventually. He's going to this area where there are 5 super soldiers he can control, take down a nation in a night without anybody knowing or expecting it. And these guys want to fight us at an airport. We got to get through this, you know. This is not the real fight.
That's true.
This
everyone else
isn't
realized
like
it
this
too.
isn't protecting innocent people right here.
Yeah.
But
Or,
would
like,
it-
some of us are going to get
But
caught.
wouldn't like that have been more something that more aware of if like Captain America was more cooperative from the beginning, and then when all the shit went down, he told them like, "Hey guys, that doctor that was here, there's some shit going on."
I don't think they would have believed him. Because
Well,
of
yeah,
his
because
bias,
he was
for-
against it from the beginning.
Yeah,
It was
but
because he was against the whole thing from the beginning.
But still,
I think his general
Bucky was
bias for
framed.
Bucky in general was also just not letting them trust him.
Too many things happened with Bucky to
there was
which is why he eventually still went into hiding.
there
So
was
is that what Bucky's been doing? First wearing the same clothes that he's been wearing, and then just buying plums?
he looked pretty broke. I don't imagine you can get a job.
Same
if you-
clothes?
Yeah, he looked like he was wearing the same like little hoodie and jacket
From when?
Winter Soldier.
Maybe.
He didn't wear anything else in Winter Soldier.
At the end, when he was like hiding, he was wearing like a little jacket and a hat.
Oh, when he's in the museum?
yeah.
Oh, we were talking about after we left the theater, me and Maggie were also talking about the motivation for everybody in this movie. Very little of it was logically driven. Everybody's actions seemed to be emotionally driven. If you think about it, like Captain America, his was not Captain America. Iron Man's was emotionally driven because out of guilt.
Yeah.
Captain America was emotionally driven just out of I need to save my friend. Scarlet Witch was emotionally driven because of the shit that happened in Nigeria, and then also because she felt like she was a prisoner, and like then she felt like she's being judged, and she wanted to break out of that. If there is something like now that there is something going on between her and Vision, Vision was emotionally charged to where he felt he needed to protect her. Black Panther was emotionally driven because he
Revenge.
wanted, for
Yeah,
revenge.
revenge.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Spider-Man and Ant-Man were emotionally driven because they're like, holy shit, this is really cool, guys. But like nothing in here was more like there was very little logical steps, which is probably why Zemo was able to manipulate everybody because he was the calculating mind behind everything, while everybody else was acting out of basically pure emotion.
Right.
I mean, that goes for all these movies.
At the beginning, I see Iron Man's position, but I also see like Captain America's position, and like especially if you look at politics these days, you can't leave it to the hands of government.
That's why I'm in the opposite. In the beginning, I'm like, Captain America, cool. And then at the end, I'm like, Iron Man, fucking kill someone. I believe in you. If they would have killed my parents, I would have been like, fuck this.
Well, yeah, but that's not so much with.
but that's not the
Accords.
politics of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like
that's
like
an emotionally driven revenge part of it
Yeah.
all.
they're like
And you know what, too?
A lot
is
of
that-
revenge in these movies this year. The Deadpool was a revenge story.
yeah.
Yeah.
Batman v Superman as well.
But I do like the arc of how Black Panther at the end was like, you know what? Everybody else is being consumed by vengeance. I won't let it consume me.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it shows his, like, maturity and just, I don't know.
Such a badass character.
Yeah, I'm glad we're gonna get a character who's a king and who
He's
is
just
like
noble and he has that,
yeah.
like, air to him, you know?
I am a warrior.
Or he's humble.
And I'm a
wise-
king.
wise
If
character.
you want to have to protect your friend, you're going to have to stop both.
He's a humble,
That's
like,
not the line.
person.
I know I fucked it up, but it's still so cool.
Yeah.
No, he says to Cap, you know, as I ask you as a warrior and a king, how long do you think you can keep me from him?
Yeah.
Something like that.
This is a good line.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, shit.
How long do you think you can protect him from me? Something like that.
Oh, it's so good. It's better than
Good
what I
stuff.
was saying.
Yeah.
No. Overall, love this movie.
Yeah.
Same here, man.
No complaints.
I'm ready to watch it again.
Being like, I know because I had a couple of complaints about BVS. I want to say I like this one more than BVS. Which one did you enjoy more?
That's really hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're very different.
I think they had like
They're really intentionally different.
they had pluses and negatives on their own. Like for BVS, I want to say it wins more in terms of the depth of the movie.
Yeah, it's a really different interpretation of a superhero film.
Yeah, but in terms of like a standard storytelling,
And there wasn't even that much action in that movie.
No.
Now that I think about it,
but in terms of like story structure, structure itself is where it failed for me. Like in terms of the way a story should be structured, a lot of the editing was
that's because
problematic
it
for me.
wasn't a normal structured film.
It was
different.
a very abstract structure, if anything. It wasn't like, oh, here's a cool painting. It's more of a, here's art. Do you get it? That's how I feel. And a lot of people didn't get it. But then a lot of people are like, nah, I get this shit.
Yeah.
Because they've studied this shit.
Yeah, like I said, I found out it's a 5-act revenge tragedy.
Yeah.
Is what it's called.
Whereas with like...
this is another 3-act hero's journey.
Yes.
Less hero's journey in Civil War, but
Yeah.
it's still 3-act film.
Yeah, it was good structure. It was good storyline. It wasn't as deep of a storyline, but in terms of its execution, I felt it was executed better than BVS was.
Yeah. I thought it still had like its deep points that you could think about.
Yeah. Well, it definitely wasn't a shallow movie.
Yeah.
But I guess compared to like the in-depth shit that they
I
went
mean,
into,
neither film answers the questions it brings up in terms of politics.
Yeah.
Leaves it up for interpretation.
That's true.
And both of them don't really answer like who would win in a fight. Actually, BVS proved that Batman would.
Sort of.
If it wasn't for the brothers having the same name, who would have killed Superman in that movie?
Yeah.
He would have killed him.
Yeah.
That's true.
And technically, Captain America only won at the end because Bucky did something.
But he wouldn't have killed Tony. Even
No.
though he like was giving into his rage a little.
But
at
Tony
the
was
end.
totally about to shoot him off of a cliff.
Tony would have killed Captain America or Bucky, but it wouldn't have been the opposite way. He purposely was just trying to disable him.
Bucky would have killed Iron Man.
Bucky would have killed him. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he had I don't know, someone should give him a hand with that. Kramer, do you get it?
Yeah. Well, I have something to add to that, but it wasn't my pun. It was Maggie's pun.
Take credit for it. She's not here.
At the end, we were talking
She
about...
don't listen anyway, remember?
She doesn't listen to the podcast.
We were discussing like the way when they were in the prison and he was talking to everybody and he just passes up Paul Rudd. I don't remember Paul Rudd's character's name.
Scott Lang.
Who
yeah.
are you?
Who are you again?
Who are you?
No, yeah, she's like he treated him like he was so insignificant, like he was an ant. And I just looked at her and she's like, yeah, and I was like, God damn it, yeah, and I gave her a high five.
That's why I'm like, man. He's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Seriously? Like, poor Paul Rudd.
He tried to have a good ass line in there.
It was a good
Hank
line
Pym
though.
told me never to trust,
Never to
the
trust
Stark.
the Stark. I was like, nice. And he's like, who are you? And he's like, man. I was like, ah.
It was a good line
Fucking
though.
Tony Stark, he still just got him. He hit him where it
He
hurts.
got him just by being Tony.
Yeah.
So here we go. A really interesting,
Hour number 3.
thing that progresses with all these movies is that Ant-Man, especially, he's going to be on the run from the law. I would assume.
Forever.
Oh yeah,
The Accords, the Registration Act doesn't last forever.
yeah.
It really kind of it goes away after a year in the comic books, which is less time in the comic book timeline.
Yeah.
But maybe that's an element that's incorporated into his movie.
Yeah, I can see it because he has to somehow come back because Wasp is going to be.
Yes.
Man, the Wasp. When's
Yeah.
that coming out, Ryan?
Oh yeah, that one. That might be.
Is that 2018?
I think
2017?
probably 2018.
Were we the only ones who liked Ant-Man?
I like that.
Really?
No, well,
I've heard a lot of negative
a
podcasts.
great movie.
you listen to the same podcast I do, and one in particular, and all their shows didn't like it.
Yeah,
But I liked it.
I liked it.
It was great.
Another podcast I listened to, they were like, it wasn't the greatest movie, but it was still fun. And that's why they liked it.
I liked
It
it.
was an action comedy thing. Something I love.
It was a
lot.
heist
Yeah.
comedy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
action
good.
heisty comedy. I love
liked
heist
it.
movies.
I like,
I love-
what's that dude's name?
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena. Him and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd were just really good.
It was a good comedy.
T.I. did pretty good, too. He was really funny. More than I thought.
Baskin Robbins don't mess around. I know Baskin Robbins don't play.
God damn
You
it.
thought you could hide this from us. Baskin Robbins knows everything.
No, it was a good movie. I liked it. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see the second one.
Yeah.
I want to see what's gonna happen with Hawkeye. I kind of don't care. Never mind.
I don't care. Okay. Steve's gonna break everyone out. And he's gonna be like, "Come on,
But what
Hawkeye."
are
He's
they
gonna be
gonna
like,
do?
"Nah."
Are they just gonna go into hiding? Because he just like.
Maybe they're gonna get some kind of what's that called? Like asylum in Wakanda.
Yeah, they did kind of get asylum, I
Then-
guess.
No one's gonna come find them there.
Oh dear God!
But also,
This Black
like-
Panther's movie can be festered with these guys.
Oh, I hope not. I want Black Panther
They're
to
just
just
gonna
be
be
Black Panther.
subtle cameos of Black Panther
Like,
doing
they're
stuff,
gonna
and Steve
slow-
Rogers gonna walk by.
They're gonna no. I mean, then Marvel's gonna start announcing like Iron Man's not the only guy in Spider-Man because they got to boost his,
Yeah.
you know, his box office take in. As
I
well.
I
wanna-
don't
I
think
wanna
they
say
need
the
to
whole
boost it
going
now
in-
because he made such a big, different, impact already.
Yeah.
But I guess
I mean,
most people don't know who he is.
When there's a sour taste in an audience's mouth, you do what it takes for the next one to be successful.
Well, that was Ultron to this movie, I think.
Yeah.
Ultron was a sour taste for a lot of people.
No, I'm talking
Exactly.
about Spider-Man. Like,
oh,
you know,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the last franchise failed.
Yeah.
from that studio, but with Marvel, they're just coming off of a huge success for them. Like everybody's like,
Especially after this movie.
I know.
yeah, everybody's like, you know, they've already looked
But
at him and
Spider-Man's not the poster boy for Marvel anymore.
No.
He's
and you want to
not.
play it safe, too, by keeping someone everyone likes in there also, even he's only going to be there for a little bit.
Yeah, well, but I also have the idea that, especially what they did at the end of the movie, they basically spun it as, look, this is our Spider-Man.
Spun it.
This is
Nice. High
That
five
was
from
good.
across the room.
that was good. I'll take that credit for that pun.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
But the way
they'll allow it.
But the way they spun it was that, you know, whereas everybody was saying that they don't want it to be like the other Spider-Man movies, and they made a big statement by saying, look, this is how we're going to do it. And
It's gonna be a team drama.
I think
team drama.
they automatically knew what the audience's reaction was going to be, which was, oh my God, this is fucking awesome. They picked a good actor. The way that he was portrayed in this movie was fucking great. And the way they had it at the end was, like, it even said, like, Spider-Man will be back.
Yeah.
It was like this little line at the end of the movie because they're like, we know you liked him in this movie, and we know you can't wait for what's coming out next. And because, especially with people giving it good reviews now, they're like, what did Rotten Tomatoes give this? It was like 90 something.
I don't look at Rotten Tomatoes.
It was,
Yeah, neither do I.
but either way, like a lot of critics were giving it really good reviews.
Yeah.
So they're not coming off of where with Ultron they're like, okay, we got to fix some shit. They're coming off of a bunch of really good reviews with the mindset of like, okay, good, yeah, this direction we were going in, good direction. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Well, they're fixing already the mistakes that they kind of did with Ultron.
Yeah. So as once they see like how well this movie did, they're gonna be like, no, good. We're what we had planned, green light it,
Yeah.
go.
And that's why immediately they're like, okay, he's going to get a movie. We already have confidence in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get all
Cocky
the
sons of
weird
bitches.
stuff. Just ready for Doctor Strange.
Oh yes.
I just want magic.
November.
We're gonna get into like the really more obscure heroes, I guess, like Wasp,
Yeah,
Doctor Strange,
I
Black Panther.
I wonder if y'all realized that these Marvel movies don't stop after Infinity War Part 2.
Yes.
Like
they
there's
keep going.
there's a Phase 4.
What?
Yep. Infinity
Yeah,
War
it's
is
not
at the
going to
end.
stop.
They're just going to do something
Like
else.
Phase 4 is the beginning of these secondary heroes coming in and having their sequels and stuff.
It's going to be cool.
That's gonna be
Also,
interesting.
the news about Infinity War is that they're not going to call it Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah.
They said that title was misleading. So they're going to be... He said they're more or less going to be like separate movies.
Okay,
So, yeah. That should be cool.
that's gonna be interesting.
I'm just so excited for that one. I just want it to be time for Infinity War already.
Yeah, I want to see Thanos in action. It's gonna be awesome.
One of the coolest things they could do eventually, because this stuff has to get bigger and bigger. It's the only way to go. Is to eventually maybe work with Fox to do a team up of X-Men and Avengers, Guardians, all of them,
Yeah.
to do Secret Wars,
Oh, my
heroes
God.
versus villains.
Dude.
Secret Wars. Correct me if I'm wrong. Secret Wars is the one that takes place in space, right?
And spies, yeah.
Spice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
there's-
I'm talking about Secret. There was a recent
Were you
Secret
trying
Wars.
to say space right now, or did you say spies?
I said spies.
I thought you were like, no, it's a spy movie. I was like, oh, okay. And then you were like, spies.
No, okay. So there's a Secret
The
Wars
original
that
Secret
came
Wars.
out last year, but that's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original from the 80s, 70s, 80s, and it was
This
just
one was Secret War.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. The other one was Secret War.
The
Is
new
that where
one?
they're all made to fight each
No,
other?
the new one was Secret Wars as well.
Secret
Oh,
Wars
I
is where they
could've
make
sworn
Secret War was a Nick Fury got a small team to do a
okay.
secret thing. It was a prelude to Civil War.
Yeah.
It was just like this
The
all
Beyonder.
powerful being. Yeah, the Beyonder gathered heroes and villains from Earth and had them clash to see who would win.
Because he's a dick.
I remember my barber telling me about the storyline.
It was epic. It was cool. It was the.
That's where he gets the black suit.
It'd be
Spider-Man.
cool. Yeah, and I wonder if they could
Whoa.
adapt it that way.
Yep.
That's gonna
That's
be
cool.
But that'd be the perfect time to bring in X-Men. You know, if
I've heard that the Russo brothers want Wolverine for Infinity Wars.
everybody wants a lot of things.
Everyone wants him.
The
But
Deadpool
it's
guys
not
want
gonna
Spider-Man
be-
and the next
Hey,
Deadpool.
but you know what? I don't know. Maybe it could happen. They start throwing that out now. Maybe it's easier for them to be like, look, people want
Oh,
this. We
fuck.
threw it out. Work with us here.
I just
Sony's
imagine
doing it.
I just imagine that young Spider-Man with the Deadpool, with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna be funny as shit.
You know, and everyone always says Deadpool can't be in another movie that's not R. Mm-hmm. They could bleep him out. That'd be cool. I think
And
that'd be
no,
cool.
yeah, and people were saying I think you said this. He can just be getting mad at the fact that he's getting bleeped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it Tom who said that?
I'm going to take credit for that.
But yeah, no, I
Or
would,
even like Spider-Man with Hugh Jackman.
Man.
They're starting up those stupid ass rumors again of like this might not be his last Wolverine.
Yeah.
I would like to see somebody else do Wolverine now. Actually,
I wouldn't.
Me neither. I love
After watching
Hugh
Days of
Jackman.
Future Past, and you know we know he's going to be in Apocalypse.
Yeah.
He fucking kills it. He
He's
kills
too
it.
good.
I have to rewatch the last 3 X-Men movie because I think the last one I saw was the second Wolverine movie. Were they in
The
Japan?
Wolverine?
I like that movie.
Yeah, but it's
That was a redeeming Wolverine movie
It was good.
from that
Yeah.
tragedy.
I still liked it.
Tragedy.
I wouldn't call it a tragedy.
Dude, they rebooted the franchise after that. It was a soft reboot.
That's true. I had to explain that yesterday.
I think because I remember we were talking and we're like, well, maybe we just liked it because we watched it when we were younger. But I looked it up. We were like 20 something when that movie
We
came
weren't
out.
that much. We weren't that much
that
younger.
young.
No, I knew what I was doing.
I feel like every other podcast we have to justify that we like that movie. It's coming back out.
That's totally true.
That's funny.
CGI was shit.
The stunts were shit.
Stunts were pretty bad. I think I was like, yay, Wolverine.
I like Sabretooth's little claws.
Sabretooth was pretty good. I actually
yeah, that
liked
actor
Liev
for
Schreiber.
Sabretooth was really
He was
good.
great. That's it.
I hated Will I Am.
Oh, why? Like,
Okay, yeah, well, I Am was kind of stupid.
I hated the Blob. He was
oh,
like, tell me
God.
this thing.
They did a boxing.
He's like, you
match?
got to fight me for it. And he's like, fine. Oh, look, you lost. Here's what you
Gambit
needed.
sucked ass.
It wasn't that bad in there.
I don't remember having a problem with him.
I liked him in there. I thought he was pretty good.
I don't know.
You didn't like him?
Not that much. I just
It's the
he
you know,
didn't leave an impression,
and like I don't know why I never realized this before, but it took another podcast for me to listen to where they were talking about the movie, and the main problem that this guy had was that they shoot Wolverine in the head and he loses his memory. But before that, General Stryker's like, I'll take care of him, and he pulls out this gun, and this other army dude is like, sir, that's not gonna kill him. He's like, I know, but it'll kill all his memories. And they're like, how would he know that? He's how could you possibly know that before? And so he shoots him in the head,
even if he knew the part of the brain that
and the bullet comes
yeah, that's
out.
something where you have to know where to shoot him and hope the bullet gets lodged in that part of the brain. And even then,
I'm pretty
he would
sure
no
the-
longer have any memory, period. Like, he keeps waking up at the X-Mansion going, where am I? if there's a bullet stuck in that part of his
every
brain,
single night he's like,
he's gonna wake up every day forgetting how to wipe his own ass. There's just no way.
that, yeah.
No, that's not how it goes down in the comic books. Fucking bullet to the head.
fucking A.
Wolverine, did you buy the milk?
Tragedy.
Oh, shit, I forgot again.
Tragedy.
You're right. I didn't like that.
That movie.
Yeah, that part was stupid. That
in my
part was pretty
personal
stupid.
opinion, X-Men 3 had just a little bit more going for it than X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Ooh.
Oh man,
I don't think I'm ready to say
I
that.
hated 3 too.
Well, no, I didn't like it. I'm just saying, if I had to sit through one harrowing experience, it'd be X-Men 3
I
over
don't
X-Men
know.
Wolverine.
Can I ask you guys something? I heard a lot of people having negative comments about like BVS, and some of them put it at Zack Snyder's directing style. I like everything he does. Does anybody else have a problem with him?
Does everybody remember the days when nobody had a problem with him?
Yeah,
Like he makes solid movies.
300, Sucker Punch.
He did Dawn of the Dead. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
A really good
Ooh.
zombie film.
I didn't rewatch that one.
And then he did 300.
Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch. I
300 was very
loved it?
innovative.
Yeah, did you not like Sucker Punch?
I haven't seen it yet. It got torn apart.
Fuck 'em.
Surprise.
You know
but I
what?
mean, that was a visual film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, and that's the thing. He does comic book movies well. Like it looks like a comic book. It's
Watchmen
colorful.
wasn't as divided as people would think. A lot of people
I
loved
loved
it.
Watchmen.
I loved Watchmen.
It made a lot of money for that kind of movie.
Yeah. People was talking about how like no one liked it, but I don't think
That
that's
it's
true.
not. It made a lot of money. It was R-rated and it was really obscure.
Yeah,
That might have
it
been
was
something
really
that
good.
was a comic book movie for comic book fans, but it was also pitched that way. It was like where we had like I was mentioning the issue of BVS, like it was a comic book movie for comic book fans, but it wasn't pitched that way. This Watchmen was.
Probably one of the best teaser trailers I've ever seen.
Watchmen?
Yeah.
I don't even remember the teaser.
I remember
trailer.
seeing it and I was like, what is this? And I read the book after that.
It was also made for like people who've never read Watchmen to also be able to get into it, as long as you liked comics.
He did Watchmen and then I think he did Sucker Punch after Watchmen.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
And they did Man of Steel,
Yeah.
which was like a really different style and visual.
I heard that one also got a lot of like negative reviews, but me personally was the only Superman movie I've liked.
I actually have like changed thoughts on it.
Really,
I don't like it as much anymore.
go on.
I hate the Kents. I like General Zod. I hate Superman. And
You just don't like the movie
And
anymore.
I hate Lois Lane.
I don't like Lois Lane either.
The end. I really like the Zodettes. You know, the little girl Zod?
The Zodettes.
Feora.
Zodettes.
Whatever.
Feora.
She was cool. I liked her like sexual tension with the army guy.
I don't know. Yeah.
It was there.
I guess.
It was totally there. You know, I hated the camera angles. I hated the like jump zooms that they kept doing.
You just didn't like the movie, did you?
The writing was okay.
How did you like it originally?
I don't know. It was new to me. It was really new, and I've watched it too many times now that I think I've ruined it for myself. Because now I just pick out everything I don't like, and I'm just like,
How do you feel about it compared to other Superman movies?
I like Christopher Reeve movies.
I love Christopher Reeve movies as well.
I like how he just throws Lois out of.
I think you should
Lois
go
Lane
back
out
to
of
the
a window.
1978 movie.
The 1978 movie?
The original Superman.
Okay. That explains why I don't remember it. The only one I can remember before that is...
That's it. There's
No,
only
you
this-
should go back to
No.
Superman 2 and watch Terrence Stamp beats on.
I think because the only one I can
That shit was
remember
funny.
fresh from memory was Superman Returns, and I think all the other ones before that I was too young to remember.
Uh-huh.
And not only that, but I think back then I just didn't like Superman. Period. as a
Man, can
kid.
you imagine if they did a Batman Superman movie with Michael Keaton and Christopher Reeves?
Oh man, that'd be interesting.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Superman Returns. I was a big Superman fan at the time,
Yeah, me too.
and I
saw
didn't
that
watch
shit.
the movie.
I saw that shit in 3D, but guess what? In 2006, there were only a couple of scenes in 3D.
Christopher Reeves versus Adam West.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. Oh, I'd watch that high as fuck. Just laugh my ass off the whole time.
You want to know a weird fact
Yeah.
about Adam West Batman that I just heard?
Go on.
Maybe you've heard this. Apparently, the guy who played Robin had like
A giant penis.
a giant dick, and it was like they had to like hide it in his like tights because it was too much.
It's funny.
Yeah. I just
Robin's got a giant pecker.
I like the
Let's not
idea
end on that note.
he's
not end
like,
on that
Robin, you got the stuff. He's like, oh, I'm packing. I'm packing Batman. Is that shark repellent in your pants?
Oh.
No.
Wow,
chick
I
magnet.
think the shark repellent scene is like the only fucking thing I've seen.
Really?
Yes,
You've seen
and
this-
it's always referenced.
There's a bar, not a bar. It's a burger joint downtown, and whenever I've been in there, there's Adam West Batman just constantly playing on this little TV in the corner of the restaurant. It's just like right there by where the servers come out, and there's a tiny CRT TV with like the little built-in VHS player, and it's just constantly playing seasons of Adam West Batman.
That's
And I
awesome.
remember eating there, just staring at that TV the whole fucking time, and I was like, none of this shit makes any sense. I was like, this is like and the situations they'd get in. I was like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. But it's so funny.
Don't say that to the oldies.
Hey, that's why they called him Dick.
His name's Richard, dude.
Dick Grayson. I bet Batman was like, come on, Dick. And he's like, it's Richard. Just call me Richard. He was like, oh, yeah. Come on, Dick.
He looks between his legs. He's like, nope, it's Dick.
It's
Why
Dick.
is Dick short for Richard?
I don't know.
Has anybody wondered that?
Maybe because the guy named Richard had a big dick. And he was like, just call me
The first
Dick.
Richard in the
first
world.
The first Richard.
It was just so big. It just went down in history as being like a Dick is a nickname.
Call me Big Dick Richard. And they're like, why don't we just call you Dick for short?
I don't think. What if no, that's too complex. This goes back to like caveman times. It was like me, Richard. The guy looks down. No, you Dick.
That's stupidly funny.
Where is this podcast gone?
Man.
Dick.
Jock. I want more Paul Rudd. I need more Paul Rudd.
Man, dude, in 3 weeks, not even, like 2.5 weeks, we get X-Men.
Yes. So wait, does that mean next episode will line up for X-Men?
Not quite.
Oh, okay. Next episode should be X-Men anyway.
Yeah.
Can we
we're
not
just-
do it at 3:00 in the morning?
Of course not.
God damn it, today's Mother's Day. I'm supposed to
hang out with my mom. Oh, shit,
said I'm going to sleep till fucking 5 in the afternoon.
You know what I realized? I don't. We didn't even have this much worth of material to talk over for it to be 3 hours. But I think we're just so delirious that we've gotten to the point of
It's
it.
probably like an hour of Civil War.
I think once
It's an hour of talking about dicks.
once I edit it down, it's probably gonna be like 30 minutes long.
Oh my God.
No, don't take out all the fluff.
There's a
This is
lot
funny
of-
podcast.
This is true.
Well, we are very, very tired commentators podcast. I'm Kramer.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Juan.
We're going to bed.
Yeah. Good night.
This
I
was
feel like dying.
this is the end of our first 15th episode.
Maybe 15.
We'll clarify if it was 15 next time.
We're just gonna insert it like the little like this is our 15th episode. Good night, y'all.
Wait, don't forget to go to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Goodbye.
What are the names for those?
At Commentators Pod, Shooting Blanks Entertainment. Fuck,
Don't bother telling them which one is which.
just type them into Google. One of them will come up.
It's in the order in which he stated: Twitter, Instagram, and something else.
I don't remember what the Facebook is. I'm assuming it's Shooting Blanks Entertainment.
Yes, it is.
I'm so tired. Okay, now we can go.
COMICPALOOZA. I'm a ghost again.
I'm a ghost.
Spice.
Spies.
Spice.